Have your character sheet ready.
I have it. I'm
What's roll
ready.
20 again?
Josh.
Oh.
We can't do this.
What am I
I've played
doing?
with Josh for a long time. That's what Josh does. Here, you get
Yep.
used to it.
Yeah.
Yep. Wait, what's happening, John?
Nothing, Josh. Just go back to sleep.
Thomas, you need to put your glasses on.
Did you get up
That's
too
right.
early
I'm the
from
only
nap
one,
time today?
the odd one out of the bunch. You know what sucks about that, Pat, is I have better than 20/20 vision.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm 50 and I do too. So there you go. Bruh.
I've got 1920 vision.
I've got crap vision. My vision's horrible.
No,
My
it's
vision's
funny.
from 1920.
My
so-
mom and dad's vision started going down in their early 30s, so I'm like, this is gonna happen quick for me. I'm
It's
getting there.
been since I was 11.
Yeah, I can't wait to get
So
I started wearing glasses in third grade.
so many things could go before those words. It's been since I was 11. Like, that's just an open-ended statement. That could be anything.
My terrible vision.
Hey,
Yeah.
John, it wasn't that long ago she was just a 10, so...
My horrendous Oda. My strange predilections all began around that time.
Okay. That's where that needs to be. Hi, Manda!
Oh, do we already have people in chat?
We got Mike
Yeah.
and Manda.
Oh, wait, do I have
don't
to?
have
I have
you
to
on the
pitch
list.
up. Golly, all this stuff.
Wow, John, you do this every Tuesday
I
normally.
know, but I'm on the wrong end of this every week.
The
There
mist
they are.
and the mansion.
I had to refresh to get Blue Box to show up.
Hello, Mike.
Really? Blue Box is here. What are you talking about?
It wasn't on my screen. It
Blue
wasn't
box
showing
is a thing that you keep in your heart.
And
Got
your
it.
butt.
Oh, love it. The chat. Hello. I gotta stop that. I'm not that guy tonight. Tonight, I'm
Well,
Edgar.
Yeah, but please be
Nope.
please be
nope,
social.
Nope. I'll
Hey,
be Edgar.
hey, John, I have a question.
What's your question?
Since you're here, and this is our
Good one.
third session in the month of October for our spooky Halloween stuff that's going on, I think we might be able to squeeze a giveaway in of one of those skeleton shirts.
No. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you're saying, but
You went a little high pitched there, Thomas. So it was
Yeah,
actually
if you're-
hard
yeah,
to
if you're-
understand you.
if you're looking for a shirt and you think like you might want one, I can probably get you a shirt, but I don't think
They
I have
can get
anything
Jenny
with.
to make him a shirt. Jenny's really good at making shirts.
Well, she is, but I don't think she can make anything with arm sleeves small enough to fit you.
Oh.
I just
Listen.
washed Esther's hoodie.
Listen,
Safety
All right.
pins.
I meant for the viewers, John.
Hey, Thomas is great with spellcasting.
People in the chat,
Okay.
before we get too far into tonight's session,
Hey,
last
Commander.
time I was really quiet. How do I sound now?
What
From
You
what I
sound
can
good
tell-
with me.
Yeah, but from what I can tell
Yeah,
on my
really
end, I
sounds
sound
in
good.
Discord, John. It's on the...
But yeah, the
Perfect.
whole mix sounds great to me now. Once
Mike-
you show me
Mike
how to
says
turn on
perfect.
Hydra, yeah, it all sounds great.
Yeah, but that's on your end. That's not necessarily on the stream end. Because apparently last session,
They're all,
it's
agree- they're all agreeing with me, Thomas. So
Yeah, well,
step back,
all right.
son. Step back.
all right. I'll take it. I'll take it. No. So Josh, are you excited to get some claws in your throat?
How kinky we getting on this?
No.
The art of Mike Disney. Yes, there is always sass. I'm a player tonight. I'm gonna do whatever the heck I want to do. I don't care. This will be.
He's
I've
here to
always
torture
liked
me.
escapism, and believe me, I'm looking forward to this tonight. I am just going to probably die in the first 10 minutes, but I'm fine with
Oh,
that.
I'm hoping so. I don't know if you guys were there for the Rune Lord session on Sunday, but I made this incredible, extremely magically detailed plan about how we would just fully just go around the big fight that John had planned for us. And at the end, John was kind of like, yeah, that might actually end up working. That's pretty smart. And now he's just going to come into my game and do the same thing to me.
Hey, Troll Lord with a rate of 28.
Oh
Let's
wow!
go!
Before we're even doing anything,
We're
we're
not
on the
even
starting
live yet.
screen, and we're already getting a raid.
And so we're doing something different tonight, all of our Troll Lord friends. We appreciate you, but it's Monster of the Week. So you're gonna get a
Huzzah. A little
dose
different
of
RPG.
Done, we can go now.
Oh,
right?
Josh is like he's done another level here, so I'll be right back. I got to up my game here. I'll be right back.
Oh, he's gonna. Are we gonna have 3 people wearing denim jackets again?
I really hope so.
Well, I mean, the Raven's actual description.
No, I guess I
includes
did
one.
do that. I didn't do it for Josh's character. He added that as flair.
I'm being an actor.
Oh, being an actor, huh?
Actor.
He's finding his character. It's important.
Is John going to put on his chaps? I hope. I swear if he comes out
I
wearing
have
spurs.
You want me to go get my spurs and my chaps?
You
on?
have
'Cause I can do
spurs.
it.
I feel like your
I
character would
spurs
definitely be
and-
wearing those, but I don't need that. No, Josh,
I
stay.
don't usually wear very much with the chaps. That's the problem.
No.
Where's Vivi?
It's the most ridiculous laugh I've ever heard Evelyn emit, and it's all because of the thing you just said about your pants.
I need someone to appreciate this with me. I'm
Dang
trying
it.
to find a picture.
All right. I'm gonna jet to the bathroom, and then we will hop onto live in just a second.
And I.
Well,
Okay.
for those that are still here, I'm going to show you a picture of what I looked like when I last wore the chaps. Here he is. Here's
I
this.
thought you were going to
sexy-
say you had a picture of the last time you went to the bathroom. I was like, yeah, no, we don't need to see that.
One and the same.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I was very happy with it.
I have better hair.
That's why I was always so impressed because I love doing the W beard. Whenever I shave this part first and I just look at it. I'm like, man, one day when I can rock it, when I have some nice salt and pepper in my beard, well, it won't be pepper because I don't have dark hair, but when I've got that kind of gray or silver in my beard, I'm definitely doing the W beard. Going full dwarf.
I think the
Good.
blondes call it confetti. Don't
All
they?
right. Why don't we wait on John to get back?
Yeah,
No.
we don't want to go live without
With
our-
Yep.
our
Why, he never
creator.
waits for us.
And
Just
I'm eating
starts
oatmeal.
the one for whom the nomiker of the channel is.
We would not be here without.
Who, that guy? I mean,
Yeah, that guy. That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, RPG.
What did you say? What did
Or
you,
you'll have
what
to
did you
sit at this
say?
angle so they can see you.
What?
How
What
is
promise?
your
We're gonna-
how is your chocolate beverage mix?
Dude, it tastes nothing like chocolate. I have no idea what I'm eating. But I need
I
the
do.
calories. So here we are.
Josh, can you say moo?
Your mic cut out hard when you did that.
That's dumb. I was so excited. Why would you do this to me, Mike? Why?
Disney?
Mike Disney. Mike, why?
Oh, we have 40 viewers already.
Yeah, so Kayla.
There he is.
Oh, there. Oh, yeah.
Nope, no, I
Finally.
still have
All right,
oatmeal.
now everyone, let's go live to video.
Do it.
Oh, with that beautiful stinger. Mwah. Hello, everyone. We are all now here on our cameras. They can see you. Welcome to Monster of the Week. Oh, Josh, you've hit your mic very hard.
That was me.
No,
No,
it's
that was
fine.
me.
It was Pat.
That was
You can't trust Josh. Josh will always mess up your streams. Trust me, I know.
What?
Do it.
Welcome to the chaos that we're already having. I hope that everyone is excited and ready. So, this is our third session in our Monster of the Week game. You might notice a new face and a couple missing faces. Unfortunately, Hob and Chandler were not able to make it tonight, but that is all right. We will fill in the gap wonderfully with our gracious
Wait.
host.
Wait, Hobbs not on tonight?
No, Hob will not be here tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Everybody have a good night. I'll see you later. All right, I'm out.
No!
Ow.
Again,
Ow.
Mike.
But
That was hurtful.
we will make it work anyways within the story. There is no need to cancel. Why don't we do some quick player introductions? I'll get into what we did last time, and we'll have John tell you about all the sponsors. So, to my top left, we have Theata Evie.
Yeah, that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Evelyn. I am on Blue Box all the time. And I play in our Rune Lords campaign and our Greyhawk Awakening campaign, and I'm most often every week on Lore Masters Arcanum as well. I also play in a Pathfinder 2E Extinction Curse module on Monday nights over on Machaki D's channel. So yeah. But other than that, you can find me on the interwebs at Theater Evie on Instagram and Twitter. I do make props. Yeah. I am playing Raven. She is a halfling. And she is 26 years old. And she is actually the monstrous in this campaign. She's a werewolf. Yeah. Note the ears. Yeah, last week she there was a bit of an incident.
She and Mary rolled really bad at the very end of the session, so some things happened. Speaking of things, Josh, tell us about you and the things you do.
Well, hello, I'm a thing that does things. My name is Josh Blake of NPC Voices.
Hero to America.
If you're looking to find me anywhere in America, you can find me in the Los Angeles, or Los Angeles as some people call it. If you want to find me on the interwebs, you'll find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, all under the same moniker of NPC Voices. Now, if you're looking for a fun show to watch, you'll want to go on Monday nights to Children of Dirt, which is the amazing D&D game that I run as the DM. Or here on Tuesday nights, that's smudged, sorry. Tuesday nights as Phelan in Greyhawk Awakening on here, BlueBoxRPG. Now, if you're looking for me and my character, I'll play Rodrigo. I'm a Dragonborn, 39 years old, red-skinned ex-cop, and my playbook is the Wronged.
Woohoo! And he's fantastic and in a lot of trouble. He's got a werewolf at his throat right now. And a ghost in his head. Yeah, Rodrigo's not having a very good time. Let us move on to the bottom left corner with Patrick Draws. Or bottom right, I mean. My directions are difficult, don't worry.
I'm the mature one of the group. My name is Pat Draws. My socials are Pat Draws on Twitter and Instagram. You can find some of my art there. I am also the resident fan artist for BlueBoxRPG and also the resident channel troll. And I am Adrian Yanov, a 26-year-old Russian agent for the CIA in a classified subdivision.
And he is a tiefling.
Agency.
And last...
Long no tea.
Yes. Last but certainly not least.
But I am the professional.
He is. Our
Without
lovely host, the father of this channel, Mr. BlueBoxRPG.
I don't know what you mean by this blue box. It sounds like that lad needs to take a hot shower if he got blue box. But I'm just trying to play a game here tonight, and I'm Edgar Schmidt. I'm 45 years old, and I am from the South Country. I know this land up and down, all the Southwest, born all through it, and I know the deserts of Arizona and Wyoming and Las Vegas and Utah. I was raised in those. Well, raised at 3.5 feet tall because I'm a gnome, but up yours if you think that's something wrong with me. And I'm an expert, and I'm he, him, as I will be all night tonight. And I'm really skeptical of these folks that are shouting out all their abilities and strengths. I just think we all need to join together and kill some monsters.
Huzzah. Can you be born in multiple spots?
Apparently so, if you're a gnome.
You can travel multiple places.
It's just funny.
No, wait. No, let me explain that to you. Son, you obviously don't understand. You're less than my 45 years. You think your borning is just when you were, whelped from your mother's womb. But you have births that occur all throughout your life. Every place that someone breeds and breathes into you. When they give you a lesson and a learning, they give you something which gives you something which feeds your yearning, then you have something beyond all the stuff that you were initially born in, that kernel that was in that part of your original life. It can be much more than what you thought it would be, and that's what's happening here with me.
Oh,
Is
that
somebody overcompensating for their size by talking so much?
All right, and then everybody say goodbye to our former fan art member Pat Draws.
John, why don't you run us through all our sponsors tonight, and then we will get into tonight's session.
We'll keep this quick. I don't have the list up, but I love Art of Mike Disney. He's on tonight. He is joining us and already kind of trolling us a bit, I think, in the chat. We love him. Ferox Fabrications was mentioned in our Discord. Darren, thank you so much for all you're doing. Troll Lord Games, great sponsors. They make all kinds of cool stuff. Their Castles and Crusades is the heart of Friday Night Crusades. And then we cannot forget Cozy Gamer Dice. So much fun. Love them. Mantic Games. All of these sponsors, and of course the newest one, who frankly makes me want to quit because she's not on tonight. Cowboy Bob. And look, Pat, that is no shade on you, my friend. You are the fan art aficionado. You are the maestro of all fan art, and I'm glad to be playing with you tonight. Oh, and yeah, Josh is okay.
Sloppy. That's my stuff.
Josh is okay. All right, folks, let's get some more interesting music going as we hop in to our episode. The Wapiti Valley, just a few miles from the eastern entrance of Yellowstone, is bathed in moonlight and silence. A lone pickup truck turns right onto the single road through this area and heads east. A light mist rolls over the hills and between the trees and begins to fill the valley like a bowl of soup. Then a crack rings out, followed by two more in quick succession. A few lights pop on in some nearby homes as the Smith mansion is roiled in conflict. Last week, you all discovered a new mystery, a potential murder at the old abandoned house called the Smith Mansion. After a short trip to speak with the parents of the victims, a spooky guide through the ghost stories of Yellowstone at the center of the West, and a brief discussion with the ghost of Buffalo Bill himself, you held much confidence in the fact that Francis Lee Smith is not entirely dead, but has remained after his death. You were given some advice on hunting him, and told that the time is now to take care of him. Upon arrival, you took a pincer approach and entered cautiously. From above, Raven and Rodrigo found a young boy who appears to be soaking wet and a bit bloated. From below, Dakota charged in with a bit too much bravado as she turned to Mary, eyes rolled back with a want to kill. After a stab to the shoulder, Dakota had a brief conversation with Francis and discovered that the house is some sort of conduit for the magic that lie beneath it. Raven successfully cast a Disrupt Undead spell, pulling Francis from her, and you all took a moment to capitalize on his vulnerability. However, as he began to run, he put out the candle that made him corporeal and disappeared. Moments later, Rodrigo came downstairs from his fight with the undead boy, only to have his eyes roll back and his shotgun racked toward Raven. A dark gray Volkswagen Jetta makes its way down the driveway, pulling almost all the way up the house. The engine whirls to a halt, and the lights go off for a moment. Edgar, you hear a loud crack, a few shouts as you approach the house. What do you do?
Open the door of my Jetta, which creaks a bit uncomfortably, and I tuck my Marlboros inside my pocket, and I stand up and I look around carefully to see what kind of chicanery. I know there's all manner of nonsense happening here. What do I see?
Why don't you... What?
Well, before I decide what I see, I caress my large belt buckle, and then I look around.
Roll to investigate a mystery for me.
And it's my first time. I'm rolling 2d6, correct?
2d6, and you're going to add your sharp modifier
Yep,
to it.
I got, okay, good. I got it. I'm kind of know what ooh, that's so 7 plus my sharp is 2, I think?
Yep.
Yep, all right, so 9.
So 9, that gives you a mixed success, which means you get to ask one question from the list of investigator mystery questions if you have the moves pulled up.
I do. I'm going to say, what's being concealed here?
That's an interesting question. An interesting question indeed. Being
So he
concealed.
successfully adjusted his belt buckle?
Yes, he successfully adjusted his belt buckle, which gave him the power to answer this question.
No, I like my belt buckle just simply augmented. Well, you know.
I'm going to answer it by saying nothing is being concealed here, and that everything that is going on is happening inside the house. There's nothing curious going on outside of it or around it. Everything that is going on is happening inside. Why don't you also roll to read a bad situation, which is also plus sharp, and there's a different bank of questions that might help you out as well. Because I think you would be doing both upon arrival.
Feel compelled every time this happens, and it's my first time tonight. So double 6s.
Oh!
12 so yeah.
So
whatever
from your read a bad
is,
situation list, you can ask 3 questions from that list.
All right. Well, can I actually go to the kick some ass instead? I like that one a lot.
You cannot. So ask 3 questions from the read a bad situation.
Right, read a bad situation. I'm finding it here. Hang on. Got it. All right, I got it. All right. So, are there any dangers around I have not noticed?
The fog starting to roll in is probably going to make it difficult to escape quickly and might make it hard to see in the house itself. You notice there's really a lot of glass windows. A lot of things are very open here, so it might start to fill the house and make it kind of complicated.
Right. So does this count as one of my 3 questions? If I'm asking, is the nature of the fog, the origin of the fog, something natural, or do I have a suspicion, or is that going to be a second question?
I will tell you that you it's natural. It's natural fog. I mean,
all right, good. Then second question is, what's the biggest threat?
Francis is the biggest threat from what you were previously aware, but now it seems like whoever's shooting the shotgun might be a pretty big threat.
And my best way in?
Your best way in, you get the feeling, would be to probably not go in the front door, as the threats are very unknown to you from outside. You might want to sneak up. You see that on Roll20, the house should be visible to you. There's a nice little staircase that goes up to about the 3rd or 4th floor. I would probably recommend going in up there to at least give you a better chance to sneak your way down. So, what do you do as your entrance, and then we'll move to our other players.
I spit my chaw, and I run toward that back entrance you mentioned.
Fantastic. So you head up the stairs, and inside, Raven and Rodrigo are nearly at each other's throats were it not for Adrian placed between them. Dakota and Mary are by the front door, Mary looking very, very scared, like she's about to run out of the place, especially at what's going on between the two, and Dakota holds her sword up, confused on which one to aim it towards. Let's go with Adrian. What are you doing between these two people?
Okay, I believe we ended on my roll to protect Rodrigo.
I believe so.
I don't remember what I rolled.
You succeeded. You got in
a
between,
success.
so you reduced some of his damage and your damage. Rodrigo, take 2 harm. I forgot to give to you last session.
I thought I was trying to move him to a certain spot, not.
Adrian, this feels like a kick some ass. Why don't you roll to kick some booty?
You just said ass. You might as well just lean into it at this point.
Booty hole.
Booty hole.
Well, no, you didn't have to go to the hole, my friend. You could have just left at the booty.
You always gotta go to the hole.
Okay,
It's
that's
just the
my
worst.
plus
It's
tough.
just the worst thing has happened.
Welcome to the adult channel. Let's see.
What do we got?
+2, so that's 8.
Okay.
Hey.
So that is a
Go.
mixed success. You do not get to capitalize on necessarily movement, but because you're not dealing, you don't want to deal damage to Raven, right?
No, I'm trying to push Rodrigo as far away from her and me. In other words, I'm trying to push him back and away.
I think Rodrigo's actually on the stairs up behind you. I think a better method would be to push Raven away from Rodrigo. Because Rodrigo was coming down the stairs with his shotgun ready to go. Raven
I
pounced
thought he was already
towards.
down. the
He was
stairs.
Oh, he
near.
wasn't all the way
He'd
down.
already
He was not all the way
Is he?
down yet, but he does have a view on you guys. So I
'cause
think your
he'd
better
already
move is
shot
actually
at
to kind of lean
Raven.
forward and push Raven out of the way, which you do successfully do. But Rodrigo, your shotgun's not empty yet, and Adrian looks really enticing right now.
Yeah, sure. Take your best shot, cowboy.
You last told me to roll 4d6 for this shot.
No,
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Oh,
That would
1d6.
that would be
you can only
horrifying.
use two
No, no, no.
sides.
do your normal roll for fatting plus tough. We'll see what your result is.
Am I still taking
Alright.
2 harm? Because I have 2 plus 2 armor.
No, you took none.
That was for.
It's just for Rodrigo. It would have been worse if you did not get in the way.
Yikes. That is gonna be so that's plus tough. That's gonna be with my shotgun. That's gonna be a whopping 9.
All right. So how much harm does your shotgun deal?
1d3.
So Adrian, you are aware of the racking. Oh, did you want to protect Adrian?
No.
Okay.
I was just saying that he has
Because
armor
isn't
on.
she,
so-
like,
Yes,
on her
you hear
last-
the racking of the shotgun behind you, and so you very quickly move your head out of the way as it was pointed basically square at the back of your skull, and a little bit of the pellets hit you in the
Because
shoulder.
I have battle tech. I have
Yes,
battle,
so you only end up
whatever it's
taking
called.
1 harm from the 3 that he would deal to you.
Well,
Okay.
And Raven, your
Raven's-
bloodthirst has not ended.
Nope. She's still focused on Rodrigo, so she's gonna keep charging towards him, trying to
Okay.
get him.
But hang on, because you threw me all off because I thought I was pushing Rodrigo. Now you had me pushing Evie.
Yes, which
Raven
I'm
instead.
gonna give her a -1 on this roll because you are
But,
in the
but
way.
I was going to tell Raven something. If
Okay,
I
go for it.
pushed Rodrigo
Absolutely go for
away.
it.
And now I have to change my my tactic. Because instead of pushing Rodrigo, I was also going to try to see if I could cast the spell on the spirit in him, but you said he's too far
Yeah,
away.
well, you're not going to be able to
Okay.
do all those things in one go. We're going to have to
Well,
push
no, I
these.
know,
This is a
but-
complicated, messy thing. So what do
But-
you say to Raven?
As I'm pushing, and I thought it was Rodrigo, but since I'm pushing Evie away, I'm going to sit there and try to tell her, it's like, he is not in control. You are. Take control. Before she starts losing the feral side.
I like that. Raven, I will allow you to roll to act under pressure.
Okay, I'll do that.
In this case, because he's reminding you of your
Humanity.
humanity or your half-lanity.
Halfling.
In this case,
Act under
Halfling-ity.
pressure is my plus cool. Okay. Okay. Cool. Here I go. That's a 5.
want to use luck?
No, but that means I do get. That brings me to 5 experience.
Hey, so why don't you look through your improvements and take a second to choose one, well, after you do the next thing, but no,
Right.
you
I feel left out. This is Evelyn's way of showing me how bad I am with XP and all of my streams, and she's already leveled up as I start. So
yeah.
So you do take your 5th point of experience from that 5th failure, but or it wasn't a 5th failure because you guys did get some experience from the last session. Actually, that's a good point. We should really
Looks like we
quickly do
did.
the end of mystery rolls from last week and see if you guys do end up getting any XP this session.
But we didn't finish.
No,
Isn't that
but
supposed to
one of
be
the
after-
questions is specifically, did they conclude the current mystery? So it doesn't. It's end of session experience. So sorry, I totally forgot about this because we did
Freaking Thomas.
a quick end last time. Let's all the 3 of you guys, the 3 of you guys, really quickly answer these questions for me. Did you conclude the current mystery?
No.
Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
No.
No.
Probably not.
Well, you saved Dakota from being taken over and Mary from being
Well, that's-
stabbed by Dakota.
that's
I would say
true.
yes. Did we learn something new and important about the world? I would say
Yes.
absolutely yes, because you learn that there's a ley line under here and some important
Mhm.
magics going on.
And Dragonborn can't be
Hypothetically.
trusted with guns.
Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters? Dakota showed up. Absolutely yes. That is 3 yeses. You can all mark 2 experience.
Okay, so
Which-
that gives me 2 more than 1.
Yes, you'll actually be at 2 pips on an empty bar.
Okay, so I'll do that in a minute.
I'm at 5 plus 1.
Yes, so
how
that
do
puts
I,
you at 1 pip on an empty bar and in a level up. Josh, do you level up yet?
Nope.
How do I
I have
level up?
succeeded every time.
So scroll down to the bottom column on the far right, and you'll see improvements at the bottom. You can then go and unhide your improvements and pick one, whichever from the list of the basic improvements, not advanced improvements, that you want. Advanced
okay.
improvements come after 5 level
Okay.
ups. Cool.
I'm
So
going
clear
to
my-
take
my
another move.
Why don't you enlighten us on what the move you're taking is?
I'm taking Unquenchable Vitality.
That feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Basically, she can heal herself. Read it off.
It says, when you have taken harm, you can heal yourself. Roll plus cool on a 10 plus heal 2 harm and stabilize your injuries. On a 7 to 9, heal 1 harm and stabilize your injuries. On a miss, your injuries worsen.
Yes. So you can only
but-
do it when you would take harm, but you have a chance to fully reduce damage or at least heal part of it.
Which is awesome. So that's what I want to do.
And Pat, when you decide on what improvement you're taking, go ahead and let us know. But Raven, you have not pushed out of your monstrous side. The thirst is still there. You do have a -1 because Adrian is between you and Rodrigo, but boy, Rodrigo looks tasty right now.
Yeah, she's still focused on him because he shot her, so she's
Yep.
mad about that. So she's going to try to get to him and claws again.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna cast shield. That's one second.
You gain 600 bonus health.
That was a 10 plus what's the
It doesn't
it's-
matter. That's a complete success.
Yeah.
No,
Well, it's
sorry.
plus and a minus, but it's still, you're over it because it's plus weird
Yeah.
for you, which is a 2.
Which my plus weird is actually plus 3, so that's a 13.
You have plus 3 weird?
Mhm.
How do you have plus 3 weird?
Is what you put me as.
Did I?
I have plus 3 weird. Yep.
All right, monsters.
Don't trust him. Don't trust him. When he gives you +3 weird, it means you're weird and he's going to kill you.
He's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Weird because I'm a werewolf.
So how much damage do you deal to Rodrigo?
It's 2 harm for my claws.
Fantastic. Ouchie. How much health are you at?
I'm unstable.
Ah,
And
you actually rip open a small bit of his chest that leads down kind of toward the gut, and it starts to bleed quite quickly. And Dakota is going to take her turn. Just so all of our viewers know, the Keeper never rolls dice in this game. I am simply a storyteller. I'm here to tell as interesting a story as possible, which means I'm a fan of the players. But that also means that I have to be a fan of the monsters as well. So I try to be as even as possible. Dakota will reach her hand out, and she will do the incantations for the spell to attempt to pull the ghost Francis out of Rodrigo's body. And she will succeed in doing so. The ghost, you see Francis, his arms yank out of Rodrigo's arms, and he kind of tries to grab onto the sides of the staircase to try and push himself back into the body, and he's just fully yanked out, and you see him now standing in front of you, Rodrigo. And Mary runs out of the building. She leaves.
I shoot her.
So, John, as you are going up the stairs, you see a person exit out the front of the building. And you can make your way into the top side of the building and down. What are you doing now that you've heard these couple more things happen?
Sorry, you said John. Who's
Sorry,
John?
Edgar.
So I'm coming in the back door and I see
You're coming in
what do I
the
see
top,
coming down?
actually. You're upstairs.
Oh, and I see coming past me what?
Actually, not past you, but you can see down, coming out the front entrance, a furbolg woman wearing a Hawaiian shirt running away screaming. Which has got to be a funny sight.
I'm gonna need Chandler to reenact this later.
Yeah, right.
There's no
I'm just
account for
curious if
people these
there might be
days.
a gnome up there.
We lost our minds as a society. That's all I can say. I look around. Any threats I see?
You see a wet spot on the ground.
A well, okay,
really big wet spot.
super vague. So obviously, I'm going to look down and try to determine the nature of this wet spot: blood, water, urine.
It is water. It is water. It actually it smells a little bit like some of the rivers around this area, a little bit sulfurous.
I look up.
Smells like a child.
I see
There is nothing above you. No. In fact, you do, as you look around a little bit, you do see that the water trail has gotten. That there appear to be wet footsteps that lead toward the stairs down. Or no, sorry, they don't lead toward the stairs down. They lead to an adjacent room.
These seem to be ectoplasmic phenomenon. I'm gonna follow them, and so I brush off my jacket and I stretch myself to my 3.5 foot height, and I walk toward that door. I see the water coming out.
You see a hole in the ground that has some wet marks around it that leads straight down a number of floors.
All right. Well, DM, when you say a number of floors, like, do I have any sense of how deep it is, or?
Do you have a lantern on you? You can say, don't look in your equipment. You can just say yes. I'm asking, are you going in lit or not lit?
I'd say I have a flashlight in my pocket.
Okay. If you turn on the flashlight, you look down, you can see that it goes about 2 stories. A little bit less.
2 stories are a lot for me.
Yep.
And in this game, other equipment choices are
kind of
open
up to
me.
you. Yes, and especially because you came to this prepared because of your straight up your class and the situation you're in. So you tell me.
Enough. All right, so I have a little bit of rope.
Okay.
But I have no like hook or anything. So is there something nearby? I can
Absolutely.
hang the
This
rope?
house. Let me actually pull up for everyone to see what the inside of this chaos looks like. This is just an example of one of the many rooms of this house. There's plenty of secure spots for you to tie a rope to. It would be crazy if there wasn't one in this room.
Sure. I kind of figured. So I'll wrap my rope and tie a pretty secure knot around one of those pillars.
Absolutely.
And then I'll grab on and I'll tamp out my cigarette. I'll put a piece of chaw in my mouth. You know, I might have to go a bit without that cigarette, and I'll slide down the rope.
All right. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to slide down a rope successfully 2 floors, so I'm not going to make you roll for that, because this isn't a pressured situation on you yet. So you make your way down, and in this small room, you hear light breathing and the dripping of water onto the ground because you don't have your flashlight on right now. Do you click that on and look around?
Once I reach the base, so I have firm like footing underneath me.
You do. You're standing on some sort of a log, a cut piece of like a log.
Turn on my flashlight.
You peer around for a moment, and right up against a door, you see a small, looks like 10 to 12-year-old boy with his ear leaned up against a door, dripping in water, with his eyes milky white. His skin is gray and mottled, and he has a couple of open chest wounds that look like they are filled with this water that does not escape the bounds of those wounds. As if he had been shot by a shotgun multiple times.
Yeah, I can't pick that up. So, of course, it'd be important to take my time.
But he doesn't appear to make any note of you. Once the light kind of turns on, he turns to you a little bit for a moment, and then kind of leans back up against the door as if he's patiently listening for something.
And I begin to make my preparation, so I think you should probably go to the other players, but it's about to get real here.
Great. So Dakota has done her thing, pulled the ghost out of Rodrigo. Rodrigo, what are you doing in response to that? All you felt in your head while that was happening, you couldn't see or hear or feel anything, but you felt anger run through your whole body.
Rodrigo, probably having just clawed the crap out of by Raven.
Yep.
He's gonna like kind of stumble back on the stairs, grabbing onto the railing and just, whoa, hey, it's me. Damn. Oh, like feels the blood on his neck and his chest. And will be looking around for where the freak that ghost went.
He currently is right in front of you. This is literally the moment after he has exited your body.
Oh, cool. Well, if I've got another shot in the shotgun,
He does not look at all corporeal right now, I will let you know.
Wait, he doesn't look corporeal?
No, because the candle is not lit.
Oh, that's right.
would I notice that it was the candle? Yeah, I knew it was
You
the
know that
candle.
that's what keeps him corporeal, is the bear fat mixed with Araneria.
Rodrigo light a fart.
Yeah,
Same thing, right?
would I be able to go over to the candle and light it?
Absolutely, unless Raven has anything to say about that, I don't see why not. Raven, I will let you one more time roll to act under pressure to see if you can bring back control of your
Don't
form.
do it. Don't
Alright,
do it.
let's
Kill
see.
him. Kill him. He needs to die.
That was a success. That's
Fantastic.
a 10.
All right, Raven, you calm down. You take a deep breath, and you see that you look down. You see blood on your claws. Not something you were expecting to see tonight. And you look up at Rodrigo, who's holding his stomach with one arm, and he begins to limp toward the candle. And I imagine that you're going to be lighting the candle.
Yeah.
Roll to act under pressure.
I don't want to.
As Francis sees you doing that, he dives toward the candle with you, and you hear him shout, "Buckles, it's time!" And John, at this, you see the little boy in the room with you grab the handle to the door and fling it open, and he rushes forward. You guys see in a closet that is right near where the candle is, a zombified little boy run toward the candle as well.
Boy,
This
boy,
is
come back here. I ain't done talking to you yet, son.
Give it to me, Josh.
this is my first failure in the whole game. So I'm
but you
thinking
level
about
up.
using my. Am I using my final lock?
Can I help him? In
What
this, or-
kind of failure? What did you roll? Because this is a good question.
I rolled a 6.
Can we...
Then you are on the cusp of success if someone helps you. And I think Adrian is your best bet right now. So, Adrian, why don't you roll to help out? Because, Raven, you kind of just calmed down. That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
This sort of...
He's
round.
just trying to light his lighter.
As he's
His
running
hands
and it's not
shake.
working.
Come on, Adrian, help me out.
That's an 11.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I have
complete
+2.
success. So he brings you up to a 7, which brings you to a mixed success. You are able to light it, but your hands and the zombie boy's hands are on them at the same time, and he rips it away from you, but it is lit. You see Francis, suddenly stamps down onto the ground in front of you, light, much more corporeal than he once was, hammer in hand, and John, for the first time ever, you see Francis Lee Smith, a ghost. You've seen ghosts before. You know what they look like, and you've talked with one before, but this one looks a little angrier than the one you're used to. What do you do?
Well, I sigh, realizing it's time.
Dakota shouts
And-
as she sees him corporeal. Wait, we don't know what he wants!
That's been my thought all this time, but this young lad seems to be a bit recalcitrant. And
Now, the zombie boy has not put the candle out. He's just holding it. And the ghost is just standing there. The ghost seems to have calmed his anger down a good bit. He sort of relaxes. He is still a little on the angry side. But you know you have a pocket full of salt mixed with sage and mountain wort. If you wrap it around him, he's stuck.
I have all that, the salt, the sage wort, I have all that in my left hand. But with my right hand, I reach into my pocket and I pull out an inane, meaningless holy symbol. And I say, boy, stop and talk to us before I give you the real whooping.
The real whoopin'. Oh, good. It doesn't appear to have any effect on him, this magical symbol, especially because you said it was inane and meaningless.
So yeah, it's purely symbolic. It's got no power.
You see him just sort of stand there. He looks at you, and he seems to mouth some words that come out as gurgled water, and he's unable to speak. But He
Can I not make a
points
check
at
to discern what
Francis. Say that one more time.
I'm sorry, I can't make a check to discern these gurgled words.
I will let you roll to act under pressure to attempt to understand it, which I think for you lets you roll
Maybe
plus sharp
investigate
instead
a
of plus
mystery?
cool.
Yeah, I've got act under pressure here. Let me look.
I think in this situation it makes more sense for act
I
under
love
pressure.
it. This is so much fun. All right, so act under pressure, got it. And the 2d. Well, that's a good roll. It's a 5 and a 6 on the
Oh,
die.
yeah, that's a complete success. You
Okay.
are able to understand some of the words he says. You understand let's wait Francis say. Or he doesn't say Francis, he says daddy. Let's wait daddy says.
Wait, daddy say. Okay. Hey, yo, settle down. Let's hear what the youngin' has to say. I have the salt and the all the regions in my left hand ready to go.
So Dakota,
But don't we need the salt around him first?
you do.
Make
You
sure
need
he
the
can't
salt
hurt
around the ghost, which Dakota also has some of on her. She's going to dive forward onto the ground and quickly write a ring of salt around the ghost. And Francis just sort of, like a mime, presses up against a force field that appears to have come up around him. And I'm going to change the music a little bit because combat has ceased. Give me a moment to DJ. So, Francis stands there, and in this sort of ghostly voice that kind of echoes and whispers out loudly and quietly all at the same time throughout the house, you feel it. His voice comes through almost like creaks in the boards of the house itself. You hear him say, "What are you doing in my house?"
And DM, or what do I call you? The keeper. When I look around, do I see all these other
You do.
PCs?
You see a tan-skinned elven woman with kind of short bobbed black hair. You see a halfling girl who has wolfish features and furry hands. She's wearing a band t-shirt and a denim jacket. You see a very tall dragonborn man with red skin who's holding onto a grievous injury on his stomach. And you see a purplish, reddish-skinned tiefling with a tailored suit and
dashingly good-looking.
dashingly good-looking indeed. And that is what you see.
Have I seen Dragonborn before? Or
You
is
have.
my first?
They're especially more common down here in the southwest, especially the red ones. They prefer the heat.
They look like Komodo dragons.
Y'all seem to have gotten yourselves into a lot of trouble. I'm from the Southwest. I've seen many of these kind before. There's lots of this out here. Are you prepared for what's about to be coming at us?
Who are you talking to there?
Yeah.
I'm addressing the group, like no one in particular. I'm the new guy, right? So I've walked in.
And we're all like, who are you?
Yeah.
And I like that you've given no regard to the ghost man.
Oh, wait, there he is down below.
Francis again beats at the force field around him, and the young boy who you heard referred to as Buckles stands there with the candle. He looks up and down at it. You see a drip as he looks down, lands very near to the wick of the candle, and just barely misses it. As he just sort of notices that, he kind of holds it away from himself a little bit, and just sort of stands there with the candle in his hands. Rodrigo, you're bleeding bad.
Yep.
I was going to say, who's worse off, Rodrigo or Raven? Because I have first aid.
Yeah, Raven, how are you doing on health?
I thought she was pretty low. That's why I was
Not
trying to push
great,
Rodrigo away.
But I do have my unquenchable vitality now, so
Are you unstable or you're stable, right?
I'm stable.
Great. Yes. So you probably want a first aid on Rodrigo.
I was planning on doing DIY surgery as well on myself.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
that didn't work out too well last time.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, if we're taking a moment to heal, I will use my unquenchable vitality.
Well, for unquenchable vitality, if I remember the wording of it, you have to take harm for it to trigger.
When you it just says when you have taken harm. You can
Oh, when you
heal
have taken
yourself.
harm. Okay, great. Roll
Yeah,
for it.
and I have.
Why doesn't everybody roll to heal themselves really quick?
I'm not
Because-
hurt, so
You guys
I'm
do
gonna
see
do-
as Francis
I'm gonna do
beats on the
medic
force
on
field.
Rodrigo.
I got a 10, so I heal 2.
Great. As Francis beats on this force field around him, you guys see the salt lines that Dakota has drawn vibrate just a little bit every time he hits the force field. And as he does, the mist that was coming in outside Edgar starts to roll in over the windows and down into the house through the front door that is open, and a chilly breeze starts to rush through. You guys get the feeling that salt isn't going to stand there for very long if it is not held by something. Francis might find a way to get out if a stiff breeze comes through the door.
That's a 9 for Rodrigo's heal.
How much does that heal him?
Looking, hang on. 7 and 9, choose one. Heal 2 harm or stabilize the injury. So
Probably stabilize, because it'll just get
what
worse
what
if
does
you don't.
stabilize do,
He is
though?
currently unstable because he's taken 4 harm. That wound will get worse. I will keep giving him harm if he doesn't heal it.
Yeah.
Okay, so but 2 harm would put him where?
Back
if
to
I
2,
heal
but he
2
would
harm?
still be unstable. The wound would keep bleeding.
with 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
you
it's
don't
still
remove the
unstable.
unstable by getting back up to full. You stay unstable
Okay.
until you're not unstable.
Right, and we'll stabilize it then.
Great.
And then he can try to heal himself as he.
Yeah, so he quickly
Stops
wraps a
bleeding.
bandage around your chest until and kind of presses pressure on it. Rodrigo, what are you doing?
And this was done to Rodrigo?
Yes, it was. You saw Adrian pull out a medical kit really quick and just wrap around you and press on your chest.
Dope. I did not succeed.
Great. What does that mean?
So I got a 6.
Does that do anything bad, according to the move?
No, I just don't do anything.
Okay, all right.
So I fail, I guess. So I finally get my 5 experience.
So Dakota stands there, and she looks at Francis and says, "All right, what do we need to do to help you to fix this house?" And Francis says, "I have been working on this house for years." And you guys hear this as creaks and groans match his vocal patterns throughout the house. "It is difficult for me now. I can barely hold my hammer. I need help getting the piping up to the top and carving the runes. If you can help me do this, I promise. I love this area. I love the town of Cody and Wapiti and Yellowstone and all of it. I mean no harm to the people. I seek to protect it. I have to protect it." And you see him kind of groan and lean forward and grab his head, and you see Dakota for a second and Rodrigo for a second. You also feel a sharp pain race through your forehead.
So we can't ask him a question unless we roll for.
No, you can ask. This is roleplay. This is not. You're not rolling to investigate
And
anything.
Keeper, we're all hearing
You're all
this, right?
here. You're all in the same room together in sort of this living room area, dining room mixture. There's an old iron fireplace / stove thing in one corner that is unlit, and that's about it for this room, other than a table and some chairs.
What's his name again? Francis Smith?
Francis Lee Smith.
Mr. Smith, what happens when you finish with your house? What do you expect is going to happen? How will it protect you?
I don't know. I just know it needs to be done. The work needs to be done. I was told.
And who? Told by who?
I told her, but I was in
the one that ran away.
No, Dakota, the elf. I was in Yellowstone one day. I was on a hike, and I came upon a grove that I had never seen before. I could swear it wasn't even there. And I entered, decided I wanted to sit down and take a little rest. And I guess I nodded off. And I heard a voice in my head. It felt round, it felt whole, it felt warm, comforting. And it just told me build. and then I saw it. I saw the house. I saw the piping. I saw this weave going up into the air of piping and runes and magic, and it would guide something that lay beneath. So I bought that plot of land. I saw my opportunity, and I took it. Everyone thought I was crazy. My wife thought I was crazy. My kids thought I was crazy.
So
Buckles
all you
over there
need
didn't.
left is this one pipe to go to the top.
More than one. I was only about 2/3, 3/4 of the way done with the piping, but
And
The
these
bones
pipes
are
are
there.
here.
yes, down in the basement.
God, there's a basement.
Does that surprise you?
I kind of figured he just built from the ground up the way everything was looking. I didn't think he'd actually dig a hole underneath the house.
Cold food.
Hmm.
I mean, the only piece of equipment in this house other than wood is a iron fireplace.
Okay.
Yeah, so
do you
what
have the tools to accomplish this task at hand, or is it just your hammer that we have available?
You look around, and there are actually a number of loose tools that sit around. There should be more than enough. John, what were you going to say?
Well, that conversation's happening. I kind of swagger as best my 3.5 foot frame will allow over toward the stove, and I pull open the stove. And as I look
Very
in,
rusty.
I kind of look around it, and I'm listening to the conversation. Occasionally, I chuckle, mutter, and I look through the stove.
Great. There is some ashes in the stove that look ancient and wet. By ancient, I mean like a couple of decades since this thing has been lit. Nothing of note, though, in the fireplace. You do see, as you look up the pipe of the fireplace, that iron chimney. You kind of lean in, pull up your flashlight, and you see marked etchings in the chimney. And you begin to make note of them, and as you do, you recall to a book in your library, a book on draconic runes. And you notice a few of them that look very familiar, but not all of them. Ancient lore on draconic runes are about as accurate as we have on Egyptian hieroglyphs, if not less. But for some reason, these are being written on this pipe.
Is he the only one noticing these?
So
or-
far, but you guys do see this small gnomish man walk up to the pipe and point his flashlight at it.
Do you see something interesting, little man? Who I don't know. You seem quite intrigued.
Scaly boy.
I do not have scales.
I think there might be something here you'd like to see. I've seen these before, but they're not exactly my favorite. Well, I'm not saying I have any prejudice, but my prejudice is well, if I had any, it would be against them that have scales and big old teeth. But if you look up in this pipe, there's some lettering up here I can't read.
Rodrigo will kind of look around, look at the ghost, kind of pull his hat down and put his sawed off onto his side, back into its holster. Right? Let me see what there is. Oh, well, do I recognize this sort of letter D?
I'm going to have you roll plus sharp.
And that's
Could we just
40.
ask the ghost if he knows what they say? Since he seems guided by these things.
Francis says, I know not what they say. I just see them race through my head.
I don't know you very well, sir, but you got to understand those that are coming from the beyond are not always the most reliable of sources for information. I think you got someone that can actually divine the words themselves might be more helpful than trusting a ghost.
Well, that's a 5.
Mr. Rodrigo's track record has not been stellar. as
Would you like
far
to
as-
spend your last luck? You don't have to. And so here's the thing, Josh. This is going to be the same as, like, if you, Josh, were an expert on Egyptian hieroglyphs, you would be able to read this. Like, it's not easy knowledge to come by. Draconic runes aren't just necessarily innate to being born as a Dragonborn. They,
So,
you know...
what you're saying is that I should use my final luck.
I'm not.
And then-
Screw the rest of us.
I'm saying that I will be very mean to you, Josh, if you do that, because you have a very bad wound on your chest right now, and I don't have to be
Yep.
nice.
Yeah.
We're not that concerned about Josh. Josh, go ahead and use that final luck, please.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're gonna use it.
Rodrigo needs to die.
You took a class in college about draconic runes. You took an elective on it, and you remember some of them. And the ones that you can remember relate to words like divination and protection and abjuration. These are magical words.
Okay.
That you've recently been learning a lot about from your friends who've been telling you about Dungeons and Dragons.
So I looked at these first. Of course, I have a full set of D&D 1E and 2E books, and even a few 3E books. Did I recognize abjuration, divination, transmutation, any of that as well? Or
I will also let you roll plus sharp to see if you do.
I also have an electronic.
hold on, I'm going to use. I like what Pat was doing here, so I'm going to go Pat style. So you should be able to see my dice
We
right
can.
now. And
So
here we
you
go.
told me that if I had
That's
used
a
my
six-
luck.
Oh wait, can you read? You probably can't see the 6 and a 4.
That's a complete success. So you only recognize one symbol because you haven't gone deep into your books. Like, you don't always read your books. You're not aware of everything, but you have them as a bank of knowledge. You know that you have a book that would be able to translate this. About 50% of these runes if you wanted. And you recognize 2 of them, protection and sight, you see.
Right. I don't say a word. I'm just watching as he is investigating.
Josh, what did you say? What happens when you use luck?
No, I said. So you told me that based on me using luck, or were you
No.
telling me that just from what I knew?
No, so Josh, everyone in chat, has used his last point of luck, which means he has
Okay,
gained a specific tag
Okay.
called Doomed. Which means he's not doing that great. Although, Josh, you did improve, right?
Yes.
There might be an improvement for you to gain a point of luck back. Oh no, that might be a mundane thing.
Yeah, I don't think I have that.
So Josh is doomed, which means the next time he fails, I don't have to be very nice to him. I can be as mean as I want. Secondarily, the 2 of you are aware of things. Josh, you're aware of far more than Rodrigo. You're aware of far more than Edgar is. But Francis notices you guys looking at these runes, and he says, "Hey, you see them? Can you read them? I don't know what they say. I just know I have to carve them."
Yeah, I can read them a little bit, but you want us to be carving these things on pipes and put them at the top?
No, you can't carve them. I have to carve them. But you can put them where they need to go.
So you are
It keeps
carving
you
the
from
pipe
killing
or
us or
carving
other people.
wood?
Sorry, you both spoke at the same time there. Josh, what did you say?
Josh said nothing. Rodrigo said that he was just like, if it keeps you from killing people, then yeah, let's just do it. If it, whatever.
He sort of puts his head in his hands, but not in a I have a headache sort of way. In a almost sad way, he says, It's a tragedy what I had to do to that boy. Listen, that candle is really nice. I have not had control over myself like this for decades. And I can't let anyone deface this house. I want to get out of this situation as much as you want me to get out of it.
So we come to an accord. You tell us where to put the pipes. We put them there. You scribble on them, and magic happens. And you stop killing people.
I must be honest with you, I have no idea what happens at the end, but I'm hoping that it sets me free. Raven, you're standing there, kind of not talking really. Sorry, I interrupted you, Pat.
Okay, I'm just muttering to myself.
Okay. Raven, you're kind of standing there. this little kid who you've heard referred to as both Bucky and Buckles sets the candle on the table in front of him. He pulls off the Air Jordan shoe that he is wearing, and he goes up to you and he waves it in front of you, and he points at it, and he points at his empty left foot that doesn't have a shoe on it. And you hear him kind of gurgle some words. And you hear him say, "Fine. Other?"
And Raven will take a moment, kind of realizing initially just with him waving the shoe and pointing at his foot that that's probably what he was looking for, was the other shoe. And she's still pretty wolfed out right now, just because like
you are
the
gaining more
intensity of
control,
that.
for sure.
Sure, and she'll actually kind of back out of the room and start seeing if she can find the other Air Jordan anywhere outside.
This is an interesting thing that I will let you have as a werewolf. You can try sniffing it to see if you can.
Yeah, let's go for it.
You pick up on two scent paths. One leads you straight to the blood stain on the ground.
Right.
The other, you smell not the Air Jordan itself, but the foot it was just on.
Mm-hmm.
And it leads you outside of the house to the north.
Okay, so she'll follow that then.
Okay. Dakota notices you walking away and she says, "Do you need someone to go with you? Where are you headed?"
I'm trying to see if I can find this other shoe for the... That's weird.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, she was just like saying to herself that this was really strange.
So I was looking
a lot in this group, John.
Sorry, go ahead.
Said we mutter a lot in this group. So.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not interrupting. So I'm looking up the pipe, and of course I've got Scaly Boy looking up the pipe with me as well. Am I noting any of this conversation happening behind me, or no?
You do hear some stuff behind you if you want to be a part of it. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. It's a pretty open room.
Around that there, that's an Air Jordan 12. I gotta ask you, youngin, and well, you wolf girl, do you understand what his airness was all about? There's a lot more legacy to that shoe than what it smells like.
Okay.
I love Edgar, the basketball aficionado.
What is obsession with stupid
He's
shit?
3.5 feet tall. He likes people that are much taller and can dunk.
Everybody's much taller than him.
I don't think the kid's super worried about who the history of the shoe. I think he just wants the other one.
And
did you ask him that, or you just assumed it?
He's sort of dead, so I don't think he's super concerned.
he just sort of looks up at the both of you guys. Edgar, can you roll to investigate a mystery for me really quick?
I absolutely can.
And I'm
This boy wasn't always dead, right? I mean, this shoe probably was something he had in life.
No,
He died.
So-
way
sorry.
long.
see, this is a gap in character knowledge. What did you get, John?
3 and a 1 on the die, so 4 total.
Add your sharp. It's investigate a mystery.
2 plus 2, so it's 6.
That is a failure unless someone wants to attempt to help him out to understand, which I think Raven you might do.
Yeah.
Help him to better understand what's going on.
Yeah, she totally would. So. And I add what?
For help out, I believe is plus cool,
Cool. Okay, so then that's an 8.
which does help him. So you do get a mixed success, which means you get one question. I'm going to pick the question for you, which is what sort of creature is it? Because that's what I wanted you to better understand here. But Raven, do you want to give him the missing bit of information?
I can elaborate. So I'm not sure if you are aware, but the shoe doesn't belong to the zombie kid here. The shoe belonged to another kid that died here. And
Alonzo.
yeah. And this kid died like a long time ago. Like a long time ago. So this is he's history
So
of...
to better kind of explain what she was saying there, Alonzo died 2 days ago. The Air Jordan is his. Bucky is wearing a boot on his foot that looks like it's his. He's been dead for decades at this point. It looks like he's wanting his shoe. And you intuit, with your knowledge of monsters, that this is what's called a drowned one. It's a type of zombie. And they have a similar situation to ghosts in that they remain after life because of some extenuating circumstance that caused their death. And you get the feeling that if he were to be reunited with his lost boot, that might help him to pass on.
I see now. Wolf Girl, this boy's got no real taste in shoes. We just got to find his old boot.
All right. That's, yeah. If it helps.
All right.
Yeah.
I imagine you and Dakota go along and do that?
Yeah.
Great. Does
Of
anyone want to
course.
go with them, or are you guys staying with Francis in the
Well,
house?
the women can go on their field trip. The men need to fix the pipe so we can finish all the killing. Stop all the killing, not finish it.
I mean, you
Put
might
an end
still
to
have
it.
to kill them.
Must kill the killing.
I was about to walk outside, but I like the way you said that. I'm going to help you.
All right. Rodrigo, where are you going?
Are you in a handbasket?
Rodrigo wants to go to his truck and grab some of his tools and come back inside and help with the pipes.
All right. Easy enough. So you guys get to work. Francis sort of guides you guys down the stairs into the basement where you see he tries to instinctively reach for the stack of pipes, and then his arms pass through them. And he is, could I get some help?
You want us to grab these pipes?
Oh, well, sorry. Francis can't go downstairs. He's in a circle of salt. He points down that they are downstairs.
Yeah, but he's a ghost. Can he make his arms stretch really far?
I mean, not outside of the salt.
Also, Rodrigo would have given his keys for the truck to Dakota. There we go.
To Dakota?
For them to follow the scent and stuff like that, so Raven can have her head outside the window.
So you guys walk toward the truck initially, thinking that is where you're going to have to go, and you guys see Bucky just walking the opposite way of any roads, any sort of things, just sort of calmly walking north away from the truck. You guys can still take the truck. It's an off-road vehicle. It's perfectly capable of doing that, but he's not going particularly fast.
No,
He's doing the Bucky shuffle.
We'll stick behind Bucky.
All right. Let's fix the pipes then. How are you guys going about doing this? Are you bringing pipes up, handing them to Francis, letting him carve them, and then having him tell you where to put them? Great.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
Francis
idea.
going to carve them inside the circle, or is he going to wait until it's all in place and we let him out of the circle?
You get the feeling letting him out of the circle is probably not smart. He has told you multiple times that his lack of control is not easy to deal with. But he can still reach the pipes from his circle. You guys could easily wheel a table into the circle so that he can set the pipes on them and then work on them.
Well, if we keep the candle on, then
He's
I thought
calm.
it was
He's
I
calm,
thought
but
it
you
was-
guys did still fight him with the candle on.
yeah.
But that was before he got a chance to explain what he was doing.
He only did that because he couldn't get out. He was trapped in a salt circle. Trust me, he would have left if he could. He did it. He tried to do it to you guys once. He blew out the candle with a hammer the other time. This is,
Yeah.
from what your current understanding of the situation and me telling you sincerely, this is your safest bet.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that just happens. That will take a while.
Busy.
You guys get busy living or get busy dying, and Raven and Dakota, you guys make your way about quarter mile, half mile north on a short little trek to a river, a not terribly wide river, but it has a couple of large stones in it that create these rapidous areas, and it looks almost like a short, small little waterfall in one spot. Beautiful, John, beautiful. Love the placeholder. And you look down and you see on the ground a rock that has a couple of letters carved into it. You see FS and BS and SS with a little heart. And it looks like that rock has not moved in a very, very long time.
Right.
There's sort of algae growing over the side of it. It looks like it's been whipped by wind.
Mm-hmm.
And Bucky just points in the water in front of him.
Okay, so then Raven will move closer so she can get a better look and see if she can spot where maybe within the water the boot has found its location.
Resting place.
Yes.
Roll to read a bad... No, not read a bad situation. Investigate a mystery, probably? Yeah, investigate a mystery.
Okay. Let's see.
Either way, it's plus sharp.
Okay, plus sharp. Okay, cool. That was terrible.
What did you
I
roll?
didn't see it. 3.
It is dark out, and the moon is starting to set, and it gets even darker. And despite being a werewolf, during your walk, your features started to diminish, and you have lost any of those fun innate abilities that being a werewolf gives you. And you realize...
He's just Raven again.
Yeah, you realize only just now that you can't see all that much. And Dakota's lantern that she was carrying is the best thing you have right now. But Bucky notices that, and he starts to wade into the water, and then he picks up a small rock and, like, hits himself in the face with it, sets it down, and looks at you and says, "That happened." And he points straight down in the water.
Okay, so then... Yikes. Raven will
Spooky!
wait out a little bit and just enough so she can kind of get the sense of how like rapidly the water's moving before she goes in too far.
You step 3, 4, 5 steps, and on your 6th, you feel your foot pull a bit, and you pull it back. You get the feeling that if you want to go to where Bucky wants you to go, it's gonna not be easy. This is going to be potentially dangerous.
All right, so she's gonna turn back around a little bit and look at Dakota and say, "Oh, well, the water's moving really fast, and we should probably try to find a way to anchor ourselves down if we're gonna be able to." I'm pretty strong as far as it goes when it's like swimming and stuff, but I would get carried away by the current because I'm also small.
Fair, you are rather small. We could tie our jackets together and use that.
You think it'd be strong enough?
I could hold on to one end. And at least get you out there.
All right. It's worth trying.
All right. And you guys, tie the sleeves of your jackets together. You hold on to one end, she holds on to the other. She even kind of like wraps it around her forearm a little bit just to get a nice steady grip. And she starts to wade out into the water with you, getting as close to the edge of that rapid as she can. Good luck.
Right, so then... Yeah, so then Raven's gonna
act
make
under
her way
pressure.
back out. Yep, carefully again. Okay, act under pressure, and then that one is my
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. That's cool.
That's cool.
Oh,
Oh, that was good. It's a 9.
Okay. You see a small gap between some rocks as the last waning bits of moonlight slice through the water, and you think it's probably your best bet. Has Raven ever gone whitewater rafting before, or similar adventurous things? Okay.
He totally has.
So you are aware of a certain phenomenon that occurs in whitewater that as water goes under, it actually curls back into itself, creating a small loop at the base of a waterfall that can in certain spots be really terrifying, and in a big enough spot be nearly calm water. You can sit there in that base and sometimes get stuck there. And you see that happening in the water below you. You get the feeling that what happened to Bucky is he got hit in the head and stuck there because he wasn't strong enough to swim out. But you do see a gap to dive into it, and you know that it is probably best to dive fast into it rather than swim into it. And you just take a deep breath, pull your gumption up and dive head straight into it, and you find yourself in this little gap, and you see swirling about dust. Your eyes, it's kind of hard to see. You adjust to the light moving, and as you do, just a little shot of moonlight hits and glints off of a little bit of metal on a boot, on one of the ringlets that hold the shoelaces in place, and you grab it quick and yank on the denim jacket, and you feel yourself pulled hard out of the water. You fill your lungs back up with air, and you are on the surface with a boot in your hand, a exactly the same boot that Bucky is wearing on his other foot.
Thanks, Dakota.
And then she'll hand the boot up to Bucky.
He's like, that's not mine.
One more. No, he goes, thank you. And you hear the water in his mouth start to recede a bit. His voice is getting a little bit clearer.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you. Dad! And he starts running back toward the house.
Hi.
Kill him now. All right, the three of y'all. This takes you, Raven, about, I'd say, an hour to an hour and a half to walk out there and get back. By that time, the sun is ever so gently starting to peak up. The sky is starting to get a little bit blue. It is getting very late or early, depending on what type of person you are. And you guys are getting near the end of the process of marking everything. Francis has, to the best of his energies, corporealized himself enough to hold onto a chisel, and with his incorporeal hammer is hitting the back of it and marking these little things, these little runes into each copper pipe around you. And he says, that's it. I don't see any more of the pictures. At least the runes. I know where they need to go. I think this can happen. And he starts to, like, tremble. You can see him even start to glow a little brighter at the sight of this. And I imagine you guys listen to his guidance and you bring them up to where they need to be.
I, for one, start moving a little faster. I'm intrigued to see just where this is going.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Edgar, Rodrigo, how are you guys doing?
Rodrigo's taking off his jacket. It's gotten too hot from him.
Edgar?
Brown cow.
Can't let Adrian make him look bad.
Edgar's growing a bit tired of the belly aching of this scaly boy. When you got that kind of accoutrement all around your skin, why are you wearing any kind of outside covering anyway? Whatever he's doing is fine, but I'm still looking at these pipes trying to move all this stuff up, and I think there's something more afoot here than we're sensing. And
would you like to read a bad situation?
I would love, because I think this is a bad situation.
You hop up on your accoutrement and read your bad situation.
Rodrigo does pull out his book that he read last time.
Bad situation. Oh my gosh, the dice have betrayed me.
Is that
again.
snake eyes?
A 2 and a 1. No, it's a 2 and it's close.
Okay.
2 and a 1. 2 and a 1. Oh yeah,
Can
not
we help?
Not good.
That brings him to a 5 with
He gets
his sharp,
experience.
which literally he can't be helped to
gets
bring it to a
experience.
success. So
he
John,
gets
why don't
some
you mark some
experience.
experience for learning from your failure?
Congrats, everyone's a
Yeah,
winner.
that's so much fun. Although, honestly, I do question the whole narrative behind this. Like, you only learn from your failures. I like that you do learn from your failures, but you could learn from your successes as well.
No, you do still learn from your success, because at the end of every session, for everything you did, you gain experience. So at the end of every session, if we did complete the mystery,
I
you
didn't
gain
know
more
that.
experience. If all those questions I asked them, I gave them
No.
experience based on how many they answered.
Learning all the time. Learning all the time.
Yes, learning all the time.
Okay, all right.
But this situation is not one you have ever been in before, and it is hard for you to parse what is good and what is bad, what is evil and what is not, and what Francis's true intentions might be. But as far as you can tell, he seems pretty on the level with you about wanting to protect the area around him. You get the sense that there is a greater evil that he has not mentioned. You get the sense that there is something going on that maybe he is not even aware of. I say not mentioned. I mean, he doesn't know. But
I get the feeling that he's being guided by something he does not understand.
and that there is larger forces at play here that Francis is just a pawn of.
But
That
say
much
for
you
now
can
we
easily deduce.
hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Let's not be caught unawares should it go south.
Yes, why not?
I've never been caught unawares in my entire life, but when we talk about this unknown, unsuspected evil, do you have any inclination of what it might be? My grandmother used to tell me, like, if you don't know what's coming at you, you don't know how hard it's going to hit you. And if you think you got everything covered and you just want to be crass about how you ask about it, then you don't know what's going to come at your, well, yeah, I'll stop there. You get the point.
Let
My
me
great
actually do
grandmother
something
said something
fun.
similar. Said life is like a box of licorice. You either make the face or you enjoy it.
Oh.
That's all, folks.
Pat, I'm gonna give you +1 forward on your next roll. That was really, really good. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. There is actually a thing. You guys hear footsteps come up behind you, and it is not the 2 sets of footsteps you would be used to. It is the larger, heavier footsteps of Mary showing back up. She has a book in her hands and a couple of other pieces of paper that she probably grabbed from the truck. And she's going to attempt to connect the dots as she overhears what you have just said. And let me look at these
Let's
questions.
let Josh roll for her.
Yeah, why don't we actually have someone roll really quick? Someone roll.
I'll do
Raven
it.
would love to.
I'll do it. I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10. That's a complete success. One of the questions is, how does this mystery connect to the bigger picture? You all, without Dakota being here, remember her telling you that she had to go on a proving. She's part of a secret organization that seeks to protect Yellowstone and the area around it. Her proving was this ghost. But that doesn't mean that after the ghost, Yellowstone is safe. There are bigger forces at play that Buffalo Bill might be able to answer for you all. And Edgar, you know that as well, because, spoiler alert for everyone else, Edgar has spoken to Buffalo Bill before. He would be able to answer more of the questions than perhaps you would be able to answer here. After you learn these things and kind of what's going on, because all you had to go off of was there's a ghost there who's probably killing someone. Now you have some more info to work off of. But that is what is going on there, to maybe help you guys out in deciding what you want to do. And why don't we, on that note, take a little short break? How's everybody feel about that?
Break time.
No,
Break time? Let's go take a little break.
Time.
I don't like it.
We will be right back after these important messages by nobody. We're not going to have an ad, but
Wait. Before you go to break, I want to say, everyone, are you not enamored, blown away, and absolutely enraptured by the work of Thomas? He is doing a fantastic job as a DM. Monster of the Week is a fun show, and I am just so happy to see this. So let's give him a round of virtual applause.
thank you. Aw shucks. Aw shucks. So, we are going to go to break. You'll still be able to hear everyone and ask the players any questions about their characters, because they have fun backstories, if you want. But other than that, we will be right back.
Don't ask me. I'm grabbing a beer.
Don't ask Spear.
You haven't followed. Or if you're a follower and you haven't subbed. Or you're a sub and you have not resubbed and your sub is expired. We have one question for you. What are you doing? Oh, Josh, you look like a coyote howling to the moon. That was wonderful. That looks so sincere, my friend. Well done, Evelyn. Yes, you mimicked.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Oh, tired, dude. You have like
Yeah, I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night. I
Oh
worked.
gosh, I wish I had. I wish I had 5 hours.
I
5
worked.
hours would have been a pleasure for me, my friend.
I worked a whole 6 hours today.
Oh, you worked a full 6 hours. I worked.
Ah.
I'm like doing that old curmudgeonly dad thing.
and I have 0 kids.
Oh, but I have 12 kids, and I walked uphill both ways in the
Yeah.
snow today. But then I got beat down by heat, African Saharan heat, on the way back. So what are you saying?
What are you doing? That's what I'm
What are
saying.
you? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, seriously, I'm concerned. What are you doing?
Yeah, seriously, are you okay? Oh. Well, I'm thinking about, I don't know if you saw, John, but I'm planning on buying 2 3D printers.
Yeah, me too. So you're gonna go resin or
No, I'm
Filament.
going plastic.
Filament.
filament? Really?
Yeah.
You're well. So I want you to rethink that. We'll talk about it later. I've got these. We'll watch tomorrow night. You see these resin prints that came from Mike. They are with the Pale Lord. These resin prints are so detailed. They blow my mind.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen
I mean,
this.
filament's great for terrain though. If you're doing a lot of terrain printing, then
Because that's
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
doing
printing.
resin's better for minis, but the filament's fine for terrain.
Drop the mic, Evelyn. You said it exactly right. That's. And I've got I'll buy terrain. I got people that support me with terrain, but I just love the idea that you can make these incredibly detailed minis, and that's what resin is fantastic
Yeah.
for.
And that's what, because what I'm hoping to do is I'm going to start getting all the terrain that I'm like, oh yes, I want that. Oh yes, I want that. Oh, I want this as well. And then once I've somewhat had my fill of my terrain, then I'll start making more terrain to sell off. And then once I've made my money back from those 3D printers, I plan on continuing making money from the 3D printers to then buy a resin
Yeah,
printer.
good luck on that, bro. I've not made money back on all the stuff I do, but it'll happen.
That's encouraging, huh?
You see, Triple H, Fraley, Patrick, the ship, it's still sitting on my table. And of course, that is Filament, and it's a gorgeous ship.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
that
cool.
ship is incredible.
Well, he's threatened me. If it gets in any way physically broken this next Sunday, he's going to defriend me.
As you've told us by a god, it won't be, so.
Well,
I mean,
no,
let's theater the mind that Kraken attacks.
But also, to be fair,
no, wait, I told you nothing. Cade.
I was gonna say that same thing. Is you told Cade? Cade told us.
Cade.
So if Cade has that confidence,
You don't know what I told Cade.
I know, and I kind of don't want. I kind of don't want to watch the VOD.
You have to remember all the times that things have been filtered through Cade. Like all of the things.
I had so much fun on Sunday. Oh, very nice, Pat.
I kind of don't want to watch the VOD just to keep that in the mystery for me.
I think maybe one more week, belay watching the VOD.
Except for Evelyn, because she gets all that
I
stuff.
have to, because I have to do what happened last time.
You know what? You just, Evelyn, you get automatic points wearing fox ears.
Man, my wolf ears.
Yeah, the wolf
fox
fox. Yeah, it was. I'll be right back.
I do not need points.
Everyone,
Yeah.
Covered pretzels, everyone.
fox ears look amazing.
I like me.
Lager, y'all.
Robert.
I had to go to my happy place.
I think I had my first Oktoberfest beer of my entire life before the other week. Friggin' really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Sam Adams makes a good Dr.
Yeah, it was a Sam Adams
Mhm.
Oktoberfest. It was really good.
The Blackstone one is good too.
Mars.
A lot of their flavored beers are pretty good,
That's
as
the
long as it's not an
German
IPA.
word for it is a Marzen. It's friggin' really, really good. Easy to drink is the problem, and that's why they make them, is because they're easy to drink. I don't know if you guys have seen what German Oktoberfest looks like.
Oh yeah.
It's horrifying.
Lots of lederhosen.
Yeah,
They're
it's got
all
German.
dressed up, massive mugs of beer. Yep. Yeah, not even, like that big.
Those are called steins, not mugs.
All right, listen here, bud.
Cultured
A
swine.
tankard.
I have your character's life in my hands.
Do it.
No
Fail
fan art for
him!
me, miss.
Goosh. I can make you fall off this house just like Francis.
I was gonna draw
Snap you.
John's character riding in on his cooter mount.
He's got the wagon, the VW. Yeah, Van Winkle, I am really nervous for next Sunday. Really nervous.
It's on Sunday. Oh, never mind.
Really?
A very, very difficult situation is on Sunday.
We are going to have to make a very delicate entrance.
Yes, hopefully one that will go unnoticed.
Oh, that's right. You'll be tackling the crackling.
I hope to not do that. I hope to be
I don't
nowhere
want
near
to
doing
touch-
that.
Don't want to touch Kraken, just wants his treasure.
You will be known as the Kraken horse.
The Kraken
Crack-a-lackin'.
feeders.
We crack a lacquer.
What? We
Oh,
will
God,
need those artifacts.
you stole my words.
All right,
Cracking a lacquer.
looks like we got everybody
Right.
back.
Yes.
Let's hop back into it. Oh. God, I love the stinger transition. It's so pretty. And I actually worked it out to work this time. Technology! All right, everyone. We are back
Well
from our
done.
break, and we are going to hop back into it. Raven, you and Dakota have made your way back to the house as you see a red shape at the top of it, not wearing a jacket anymore, pounding away at a pipe with a hammer.
And a dashing supervisor making sure he does it correctly.
I guess they're helping with the
You missed a
things.
spot right there, you see.
And I guess Raven's going to come back into the house to see how things are going.
You guys see Edgar handing off in almost a police line fashion finished copper pipes up to Adrian, who's on the stairs, who then ferries them upstairs to Rodrigo. And as you open the door, Bucky runs past you and runs up to Francis and holds the shoe out in front of him, and he goes, "Daddy, I got the shoe! I got the shoe you gave me!" And he just sort of tries to pat him on the head, but his hand goes through a little bit. It's a really sad
Boy
situation.
found the other Air Jordan. God bless him. He's finally getting a sense of culture.
He's got a boot. He's not
Just
wearing Air Jordans.
boot.
And
to some
Mom,
a
clean your
boot
glasses.
is an Air Jordan.
it's an Air Jordan to me, son. And he just sort of stands there with the boot, and he's really happy. He's kind of holding it to himself. Can I
It's more
put it
like
on?
Water Gordon.
What was that?
It's more like Water Gordon, not Air Jordan.
It is. And he looks down and looks up at Francis, and he says, "Can I put it on?" And Francis, he pauses for a moment,
Keep it away from the candle.
and he says, "Why don't you hold off on that? Give me just a little bit to get the pipes done. We'll both go together. How about that?"
Oh, how about that?
And Bucky just goes, "Whatever you say, Dad." And that's the situation you're in there, Raven. Deal with that emotionally. And Edgar, you hand the last pipe off to Adrian. What do you are you doing anything special with the last pipe, you guys?
I'm
Or are
being
you
a drum
finishing the
major
house?
with it. Da-da-ba-da-da-ba-da. No.
I hand it to him with an expectant look, just waiting for something to come from this individual that's of merit.
So this is we all know this is the final pipe.
Yeah,
right?
there's no more pipes.
Okay, and we're getting ready to put it into place.
Yes, at the
Oh,
very
but
top
we haven't
of that
yet.
spire. Let me actually move you guys back over to the
Yeah, the crow's nest.
that little crow's nest looking thing up there at the top.
Yeah, Adrian, pipe me.
All right, before we put this into place, everybody just make sure you're ready for the unexpected. just in case this isn't what we hope it is.
All right.
Raven, are you sufficiently healed enough to access your wild side?
Am I close enough to hear him ask me this?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
talking
walking
down a bunch of
upstairs.
heads,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, he's
Alright.
yeah.
I think so. I
Okay.
should be.
Dakota, you have sword ready to go, silver daggers, salt
And
shaker.
Mary has a fistful of salt, and she's like, "I'm ready to go. He's not gonna scare me this time."
Are you sure about that?
No.
With a handful of salt. All right, well, let's put this last piece in place and let's hope for the best.
Hey, no matter what happens after this, we'll all meet back at Arby's.
Still hungry.
I brought the coupons.
I do.
have the
Josh.
coupons.
Um,
There we go.
Josh,
I forgot to bring my coupon book. It's down in the truck
Josh,
still.
Josh.
I knew you had
Josh?
no taste. You,
I haven't got
No.
coupons
you
for
can't
Guys.
be in the Southwest here
I'm
and
losing
not
it.
appreciate. You cannot appreciate the hallowed ground and the sacred meat of an In-N-Out burger. So you all can go to your Arby's, and I'll just wave you a friendly hello as I get in my Jetta and go out to my In-N-Out burger.
You
So much
enjoy-
product placement.
You
I have-
enjoy your
I have
sacred
news
meat.
for you,
and
little
not
short
Arby's.
hat man. There is no
Let's
In-N-Out in
rein the
Wyoming.
chaos in. Josh, I will remind you that I have strategically put your character at the top of the house while he is doomed. And
Yeah, he puts the last piece into place and secures it however we've been securing it.
except I am this time going to make you roll to act under pressure because I will remind you that Francis died falling off of this house trying to do this very job that you are trying to do.
Do we know that for sure? Maybe
You
Francis
can
was
secure
drunk.
yourself. I mean, if you want to be safe, go for it. And I'll give you a couple forward on it, but
Yeah, he definitely would have.
I mean, you guys mentioned that you have a length of rope. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to secure yourself.
And you've already said there's multiple secure places to tie things.
So
to.
because of that, you are going to roll to act under pressure, and I will give you +1 forward on the roll.
Okay. Act under pressure plus cool, which I've got nothing. So I get that one.
What, are you nervous?
Okay, that's an 11.
Arby's. All right.
That's an 11.
Bring Arby's to my stream again. You take the last pipe and you Pat, I swear.
Well done, Pat.
From the top of the
Pat, you're stream MVP already, man.
if I had realized this would have been multiple streams in a row, we could have done stream MVP as well. But
we had people asking how they could give like advantage and help the play. Like
I think 200 bits is +1 forward to whatever player you want. That is an easy thing to say.
You told the viewers that because I think they were asking earlier. So
And I think 1,000 bits, like we do full heals, would either reduce the stable condition or heal 2.
right. So let it be written. So let it be done. Say that one more time, Thomas.
So, and Evelyn, can you type it in chat while I say it?
I'm doing it right now.
200 bits is give +1 forward to a roll on top of any forward that I have already given up to a max of +2. Just because of the way the numbers in this system work. And 1,000 bits will be a either no more unstable wounds or 2 heal. 2 harm being healed. So stabilize the wounds or +2 heal or 2 harm heal.
There you go. I did it.
Awesome. 10k bits adds a luck to... Yeah, I mean, if you guys really want to try and convince me to add a luck back to Josh's pool, you'd have to spend a good bit of bits.
Yep.
But I would let it happen.
I was wondering. I was like, it's fine.
Enough for an ice cream
If
social
you
for
spend those good bit of bits, every bit will go to Josh. I will send it to him directly.
Yep.
Great. And so, as you take this last... It's a shorter bit of pipe, because it's just sticking out of the top of... That's a beautiful little feather you got there, Josh.
Yep.
You hammer it in, and when you hammer it first, you feel your hand sort of electrically shock for a moment, and you sort of peel back from it, but it's not all the way in yet, and nothing's really happened. So you reach back up and you hammer it in one more time, and as you hammer it that last time, sparks emit from the top of your hammer as it hits the pipe, and those sparks fly off and then attach themselves onto the pipe and run down the length of the house as they fill each of the runes with this purplish blue light. And all of you guys see, as the sun is rising, the sunrise, this purplish sky, fills the house with light that you were not expecting to come from inside the house, as all of the pipes around you alight, and it runs down. John, thank you. Oh, man. It runs down the pipe that leads to the chimney as the chimney burns in purple fire. And Francis looks at it and he says, interesting. And you see him just sort of, and he grips down on his head, and he's like, he has a massive headache. And
do we feel it as well like last time?
You do not. At this point, it's gone away enough, but you get the feeling that you might want to make your way downstairs. And Francis doubles down onto his knees, and he's just sitting there on the ground. And Bucky leans over to him to try and help, but his hands kind of go through his dad, and he just sort of stands there not knowing what to do. And as he does, he kicks a little bit of the salt out of the way, and the salt line has been broken. And Francis goes, interesting. Thank you, son. Listen. It's done. Why haven't I left yet? Why haven't I left?
You did not say perturbi unmolested or whatever it is.
John, you know that a ghost doesn't just leave after the task has been completed.
Who is John?
Edgar. My goodness, everyone's going to get on to me about that. Edgar, you know that a ghost has to be slain in some form or fashion to allow it to then pass on. And he is standing there with the salt line broken, not moving. He can easily leave, but he is corporeal in front of you as he stands to his feet.
Young man, you had a difficult time, and I don't think you're an unkind one, but it's time for you to move on. You got to go up into the air.
Yes.
Like the other shoe you had on, it's time for you to join there. And if you'll just hold real still, I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'll perform the ritual to banish the ghost.
Okay, I think I messaged you that at one point.
You did.
Do you want to read off to us what you do? As you start laying out these things, Bucky puts on his other shoe and he sits next to his dad, sort of expectantly waiting.
I pull out a mixture of bear fat and some sage and arenia, which is mountain wort, as mentioned earlier on the stream, and some of that is infused with salt. And as the ghost is again trapped, Edgar is trapped further inside that circle of salt. I know what is necessary here. I flash him reluctantly. You see a tear trickle down Edgar's tiny little cheek as he splashes the ghost with holy water and takes the shoe and burns it.
And I also imagine that you grab Francis's chisel and burn it as well, just to get a possession from both the zombie and the ghost. And as you do, the bear fat mixes with it, and the smoke that has been gathering in the room from all the sage you've been burning mixes up into the air, and the shoe just sort of disappears. It doesn't burn, per se, and the holy water sizzles up against the flames, and you guys see Francis stand there, and Bucky's form starts to become less and less physical and more watery until it becomes less watery, more transparent and translucent. And Francis leans down and you see their fingers interlock. For the first time in decades, they've been able to touch one another. And Francis looks at all of you and he says, "Thank you. You have no idea how much this means. The house complete. My work finished. And my son with me." And they disappear.
Boy, that other shoe gave you 6 rings. That's on, son.
And they disappear before your eyes. You're in an empty house as the sun begins to rise, and you guys hear a car horn. Beep, 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 beep. From the driveway.
I'll scare him off.
No, don't start.
Are all the
Dang it.
pipes still glowing?
No,
and
after this has
burning?
occurred and the fire from the shoe disappears, the glowing of the arcane runes disappears.
Gotta calm down with that shotgun.
Kind
It's
of.
what got you in trouble last night.
Anticlimactic.
I definitely want to go down and look deeper into this place and see what they were talking about.
I do have a real quick question for a person in chat who did donate 1,000 bits, Van Winkle. Who are you giving your 1,000 bits to and for what? No one is unstable, so you can heal someone for 2. I think your most injured person is currently Rodrigo, who's on
It's
4 out of
fine.
7.
He meant it for Rodrigo. That was my read on it. 'cause
That was
right
also
after-
my read on it. We can assume that for now. But, so Josh, go ahead and heal 2.
I hate this.
All right. I want to die. Let me die.
Hey,
That's your punishment, Josh. Is you have to keep.
I
playing.
step forward and I plunge my cold
Yes.
iron sword into Rodrigo's throat. I'm just kidding.
All right. What are you guys doing to the sound of this car horn?
Raven's gonna see if she can see where the car
Yeah,
is.
you look out the
who's
window
driving.
and you guys see a Lexus, kind of a more modern Lexus drive. It was right up next to the Volkswagen Jetta in the driveway.
Just a fancified Toyota is all that is. I mean,
And he's not wrong.
has none of the honor of the Volkswagen.
you know I want
You drive a
Aiden-
Jetta though, like.
And you see a woman exit the vehicle. Let me get down to my notes really quick. You see
Hey, look, it's Lexus.
a human woman who wears a red t-shirt and shorts with hiking sandals get out of the Lexus. She looks to be in her mid-50s. And she begins sort of angrily walking her way toward the house with a clipboard in her hand.
There's someone coming in hot.
This sounds like a building inspector.
What do you mean hot?
Real fast. Look at unhappy. Clipboard.
Pull up the shotgun again.
Dragon boy, put gun away before I make you into popsicle with it.
Oh!
Wait, y'all.
It was a good time.
She looks nice in those heels, though. Don't just think 'cause I'm
Hiking
3.5
sandals, not heels. She's wearing sandals.
Your heels to him, he's only 2 foot
Yeah,
tall.
you guys get
Exactly.
the feeling that her wear does not necessarily match the car.
Mhm.
Does she look like a realtor?
No.
Does she look like a lawyer?
She's got a clipboard.
You
in
guys
hand.
don't know
She's
what
a
she
building
is.
Inspector.
But she's wearing, like I said, a red t-shirt and some jean shorts and hiking sandals.
Jorts. Okay.
Oh, she's the paper girl.
You guys have 5 seconds before she knocks on the door.
I'll just shoot her.
Look,
Should we?
everybody
No,
hide in the
no
basement.
shooting. Mm.
I'm going to the basement.
Dave's not here.
Open up! What are you doing in my house?
It's
Well,
just
hey,
checking
we-
the
we-
pipes.
We can talk about what we're doing in your house. I like them jean shorts, and we can check some pipes if you'd like to come up. Don't think just 'cause I'm small, that's not an option.
Sexual harassment.
John, I don't like you hitting on me. You hear it's both.
It's just Edgar.
It's
all right?
just Edgar. You hear the door handle start to jiggle as she realizes it's not locked and opens it, and you see this slightly more rotund woman standing in front of you, and she says, "What in the world are you doing here? A boy died here 2 days ago."
Yep, we're investigating. That's what we do.
You're what?
I walk up to her and I flash her my badge. I said, "This is not a concern you need to worry about."
I'm sorry. What is a government agent doing on my property without a warrant? I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
You can ask.
What are all of your names?
What is your name?
My name is Sonny Larson. I used to
Larson,
be Sonny Smith.
What
Sonny
evidence have
Larson?
you this is your property?
I used to be
pull out-
Sonny
I pull out my
Smith,
little-
aka Francis Smith being my father. I own
I
this
pull out
property.
my little
What
iPad,
evidence do you have?
start pulling
The-
up
she-
information on her.
Yeah, you do. She turns the clipboard, and it's the deed to the house that and some inspection papers that she was coming to start doing a hand inspection of her own of the place.
If we kill her, we can just have the deed.
Rodrigo, no.
Rodrigo, why don't you go make sure there's gas in your truck so we can go?
Rodrigo headed to the basement.
All right.
That's not where your
Yeah,
truck
he skied out. Razanok came. He was like, nope, I don't want this.
Listen, like I said, I have all of my rights to call the police right now and get you all arrested. If you leave, and I nicely forget that you were here investigating the death of a child, I won't.
Well, you're certainly entitled to call the local law enforcement, but I'm
Oh, I
pretty
am?
sure I outrank them, and I'm gonna try to manipulate somebody here.
All right.
Since we were here investigating a death on your property, which obviously has violated multiple building codes, not to mention the fact that it is on a ley line in a national park.
Well, ley line
You
is a
have
magical
any
term.
reason why we shouldn't shut this place down for all the multiple violations? The unwanted death of a minor, mind you, in
Go
a
ahead and roll.
home that has no security around it whatsoever.
Properly secured.
That
Whatsoever.
pretty much anybody, which we have proven, can just walk in here and urinate off the top of the roof if we wanted to.
All right, give
Now,
me
would
your
you
roll.
still
Give me
like
your
to
roll.
call the local authorities, or would you like to just let us go since we are done here?
Give me your roll. We'll see what she says.
You're a yell from Rodrigo. I'm diving.
Wait, hang on.
Is it 2 6s? I hope it's 2 1s.
Boom!
We can't
Oops,
see
open on
that.
the screen.
Ah, nice.
It's-
You see her start sort of nervously shaking and tapping the clipboard with her pen when you start to mention the unsafe nature of the current house. She says, "Well, that's why I came here, was to secure my father's."
And we
Death
came
trap.
to make sure that nobody else got harmed. That is why we
That's
are
why
here.
you came, or you came to investigate? You're giving me mixed messages.
We came to investigate what killed the first one and to make a report to prevent any further people.
All right, government crap. Listen, do you need to still be here, or can I do my thing?
We were just getting ready to go before you barged in here.
Fantastic.
The house is yours.
Wait
You are
one
free
moment.
to
Wait
have
one moment. Ma'am, what's your thing?
I was planning on inspecting the house myself to get some contractors in here to make it a safe place. I want to make it a museum for people to come in and
You
appreciate
have
it.
no concern for what's happening here in this place and the debauchery and the death and the young man that's like wandering around that you already acknowledge this happened. Like, you have no concern for that?
I absolutely do. That's why I seek to make it a safe place that has ticketed entry and safety, such as handrails or any number of guards to put up. Obviously, the young man was intoxicated when he died.
You're so right. And he waves his little tiny gnomish hand. You're so right. Handrails always protect from the paranormal. My bad.
The what?
We need to be going. You continue
I'm
with your
sorry, you're
preparation.
all paranormal investigators. You came after a boy died to investigate the rumor that my father still haunts this place?
Nah,
No,
Say
get out.
the
I've made my
something
peace
why.
with that man decades ago. Get out.
it's fine.
And she starts pushing you guys out of the house. Do you give
You'll
in?
have a lovely day.
Question:
Yes.
what has Rodrigo found in the basement?
You found a puddle that has a small knapsack next to it that you get the feeling Bucky had been using. as his sleeping place because he actually, did that as a physical undead rather than a incorporeal undead, and an exit, a crawl space exit to get out through one of those like hatch basement exits.
You described a hole going. Oh no, that was from the top floor.
It does
there
lead.
any-
It does technically further lead down into the basement. That's how you got there.
Gotcha. And there's no way to go lower.
No, this is the lowest point of the house.
Okay.
You're not going to find the ley line.
You see a magical artifact, a sword of no. No.
Pull the sword from the stone.
Are we all leaving?
I'd have to imagine.
Keeper, again, remind me, like, why is Edgar even here? Like, what was his initial, like, reason for coming here?
So
Farm.
Edgar has here's some fun backstory stuff for you guys. Edgar has been in the town for a long time, and he is very, very knowledgeable about monsters. It's a passion of his. He has been collecting lots and lots and lots of different things, Josh, I swear, for years on this subject, and he has never, ever worked up the courage to face any of them. He was at one point...
Whoa, back up. Just never had the time.
He was once approached by Bia Alita, aka the Stone Crows, which is the, if you guys remember, Dakota's secret organization that she just did her proving for, to become a member. Part of that is killing a monster, as you're proving. Edgar was not willing to do that. It was not until this moment...
No, just didn't have time. Did not have time.
It was not...
busy.
It was not until this moment...
Pipe, and just stop right there, Keeper. I was carving a new pipe. I did not have time. I wasn't scared. I just didn't have time.
I wasn't scared. I was carving a new pipe. And it wasn't until this moment when he realized, well, a ghost is probably one of the easier things to take on, as long as you have the right tools and you can go for it. And plus, you knew about this party. You knew about the fact that they were going to take on this ghost, and you knew about the bullet and what happened there. You're aware that things are starting to sort of ramp up in Yellowstone, and you wanted to finally get involved. And that is why you are here. You feel like your next steps would probably be to go to Buffalo Bill and let him know what happened.
Well, I understand you have your narrative, Keeper, and it seems like it's a bit of word is law.
Well, they were pre-generated characters, so I made interesting backstories.
I'm teasing you. It's
but
fine.
You can totally play the angle of, no, I was just carving a new pipe. That's why I didn't go kill a monster.
Run, Edgar, run.
No, you were exactly right in everything you said. The carving of the pipe is his excuse. Like, he doesn't want to admit his failure or his fear. So, it might be time to go see Bill.
So I'm going to start herding the rest of them toward the door.
Fantastic. You guys hop in. Does anyone want to
Nope.
drive with Edgar and his Jetta?
My spot in the truck.
As they walk out, I tell whoever walks out last, I will be with you in just a minute. And I turn back around toward Mrs. Smith.
Okay.
Smith,
Everyone else exits. Dakota actually is going to go with you, Edgar, and your Jetta. She's very interested to learn what you know about Bia Alita and the Stone Crows. And I know, John, I've given you just an immense amount of information about that secret organization. We can totally roleplay all of that out.
Right.
So don't worry about it. But what do you what do you say to Sonny Larson?
I just say I will be leaving in just a second, but there is one thing here that we need to take with us. And I
sighs.
look around for the Air Jordans.
Yes.
His mom asked us to retrieve.
Yeah.
You see it on the ground. Bucky dropped it in one of the corners.
I go to pick it up and say, this belonged to the young man that lost his life, and it means something to his family. And I just heft it up in my hand, and I look at it because it also reminds me of the loss that I suffered a long time ago. So
She says, well, trust me, finding the pieces of the ones you loved. We never found Bucky's shoe that he lost in the river. You should get that shoe back to the Ellises.
I have a good idea that Bucky is at peace with his shoe and has moved on as well.
Get out.
I cannot tell you anymore. You have a good day, and we're sorry for intruding upon your family property.
Yep, I bet you are. Bye.
And I bow to her and tip my head. Have a nice day.
She doesn't, and just turns around.
No.
Hey, I don't like being mean, but I have to.
So it would probably be about the time the door closes that she hears the
Well, you exit the basement doors exit outside of the house. They don't exit inside. You go back in?
I go back in. So sorry, was the entrance to the basement
The entrance to
outside?
the house, to the basement from the house was kind of a mudslide down into it. Less than a set of stairs. The entrance leaving is a set of stairs.
No, because he didn't know people left, so he's coming right back upstairs. Well, I didn't find anything in the basement, but thankfully both ghosties I've kaput, and they're off to... Guys? Hello, madam?
You see her reach back, pull a handgun out, and point it at you, and she says, "Get out of my house. If I find another one of you hiding in the woodwork, I will shoot."
Well, ma'am, if you find another one in the woodwork, we'll be happy to come back and take
Get
care of that
out of my
problem.
house.
You have a wonderful one. He will skedaddle on out of there with his tail between his legs. All right, and thank you. Well, ain't that a fine howdy do? Bless your heart. As he's going to turn around and go down the stairs. Oh, damn it, my jacket!
You hear the door open behind you, and she says, "You forgot this," and she just chucks it as hard as she can right at your face.
No, thank you. Have a good...
I won't.
Oh, all right. Okay.
All right, off to Arby's. I have the coupon.
No!
Yes. I mean, we got time to kill until sunset so we can talk with good old Billy Boy.
You do.
Yeah, because we have to wait until...
Because you've missed
sun's
sunrise,
gonna, like...
so you have to wait now until sunset.
Yeah, so Arby's...
You could easily go speak with Kateri, because Dakota has finished her proving to do that. You could go talk with the family, the Ellis family.
Yeah, we got to go return the shoe.
For roleplay reasons, Dakota seems empowered to allow you guys to come with her to speak to her mom about what happened. If you want to roleplay that out, we can do that.
But Dakota's not here
yeah,
to do her...
I know. Well, maybe we'll wait on that, but we have still an hour left in the stream that we have to do some stuff with.
We do have the shooter returned to his parents.
Not that I don't have more mysteries to go through. I'm just saying.
Dakota got in my Jetta, right?
Yes, she did. And you know Kateri. You're best friends with Kateri. You speak with her quite often.
Right. And so as Dakota gets in, I look around. Dakota.
Edgar?
You see all these trees.
Yeah?
See all this air, this mountain glory. These are all the things which tell our stories.
Where the heck is this going, Edgar?
Well, there's more to me than my 3 feet tall. I've got a story to tell and something to be good for y'all. It's just understanding the land around you is all you can ever really be. That's what you got to understand. It's the most profound.
Does Dakota fall asleep as quickly as we are?
Yeah, she starts to fall asleep on the drive because it's like they haven't slept. She's like, it's 4 a.m. or whatever. As you're driving and you're just chatting about the mountain air and the nature around you, she just sort of conks off.
Oh, yeah. I've always had that power on women.
It's a good character you've made.
Yeah, I gotta say Dakota should be careful. Yeah. He's already hit on one lady.
Easy there, Pat. Easy.
F in the chat.
F in the chat. For a fallen soldier.
Sure.
All right.
Right.
Where are you guys heading? You tell me.
Shoot.
The family.
You going to the Ellis's?
Yes.
Here's my question for you, Edgar. Are you following them? You have spoken with the families, or at least you were given information about the families. There were 3 families that were affected by the killing. Alonzo, Ellis, so the Ellis family was the one who was killed. The other 2 boys made their way out. But obviously they were still traumatized, so you still spoke with them to get some information. But
So, as I'm driving and I watched Dakota fall asleep in the passenger seat next to me, and I had several more eloquent things to say to her, clearly not interested, I will raise my eyes toward the starry skies and question, what should I do? So have I any intuitions, any roles I can make in Monster of the Week, which I am unfamiliar with, which would give me guidance?
in this moment, no. You tell me kind of what you do, but you know, you know that going and speaking to Bill is a good bet because 1, you did do a proving, which means technically you're an able member of Bia Alita, along with technically everyone else in the party if they want. You also know that
They're all on a direction already, correct? So like,
yeah, they're heading toward the families. You also know that speaking with the families would probably be good. Speaking with Kateri to learn more about, because you had concerns about the bigger picture, how this relates to greater evils. Maybe speaking with a member of Bia Alita, the only current member, which is Kateri, Dakota's mom, could be good before speaking with Bill. That way you can clarify, because you know when you speak with Bill, you get a very limited window of time that you can speak with him.
I would suggest instead of looking your eyes toward Dakota and up at the stars, you should look at the road. Like,
well, you're not in this car with me, sir, but
thank
the
you.
road takes care of itself when you're a man of my means. And
He's driving a Tesla. It has autopilot.
Jetta!
No, I know. It's just a good joke.
He's a 3-foot gnome driving a Volkswagen. Can he even see over the windshield?
That's why he's driving a Volkswagen, sir. Otherwise, he'd be driving a big Ford pickup truck. And believe me, there's no diesel gate on this vehicle. It is in fine condition. And
I'm thinking more of a Mini Cooper.
Yeah, it's not even a truck. It's one of those like push cars.
The little pedal.
that's what a Jetta is. You know that's what a Jetta is. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go see Bill.
Bill won't be available to speak to until sundown, and it is sunrise.
That's why we're going to the families to let them.
How long's the drive?
The drive. Let's look. I actually have a map for this. The drive to the Smith Mansion
Comes the Google.
is 27 minutes.
Oh, well then, yeah, I'll follow the rest of the party then.
Great. All right, you all make your way to the northern side of town in Cody, Wyoming. Right about here, to where you spoke with the families beforehand. And you pull up to the same 3 houses. You tell me.
What time is it?
It's about 5 a.m.
Well, that's a little early to go knocking on people's doors.
It's a right ungodly hour is what it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, especially if they're
Maybe we should rest up for a little bit and then start visiting.
Yeah, Rodrigo, your chest hurts really bad.
I could definitely use a nap.
Actually,
It's like nodding off. just
all
like,
of you
"Oh,
guys got hurt pretty bad that fight, so...
I didn't.
Oh, you took a couple of harm, right?
I took one.
Oh, wow, show off. Oh, I have armor.
Mithril jackets are awesome. I like magic. It is fun.
Oh, it's that sweatshirt behind you that protected you.
I believe Arby's drive-thru is open at 5 a.m. Is it not?
Brew, let's grab a bite and then stop in somewhere and take a nice cat nap, and then let's head back out.
Cat. Arr.
So, what?
Well,
as
while
we
we're
go,
resting,
sorry.
I want to deal with the agency and let them know that I have a new resource available to me.
Okay, I don't think that's going to require a roll.
When I leveled up, well, it is because I'm going to have to request my weird, cool tech.
You didn't ever tell me what improvement you took. What was it?
I know, never got it. That was it. Weird tech gadgets.
Let me actually look at the professional.
I ended up just taking extra armor.
You ended up taking extra armor.
Yeah.
So that brings you up to 2 armor now? Or just 1?
Yes, 2 armor.
Okay. Also, I might not always tell you guys how much damage you take with the reduced from the armor, because I can't remember all of your armors. I'll tell you flat how much damage you take, you do the reducing, just for future reference.
Also, I just want to make sure what everyone else is getting in the Arby's menu. I'm looking at the Market Fresh
I
section.
swear.
It looks really good, but their desserts, those milkshakes, I tell you what, they're going to put fat on you quicker than a hog on a Thanksgiving meal.
I have no interest in that Arby's because they say they have the meats, but all their meats are false and fake. I would rather go to a place where I can get the real stuff.
Except the man who carves pipes while he uses it. Never mind.
I'd rather carve a pipe than carve some of that Arby's fake.
You go carve your pipe and enjoy your holy meat. I will be here at Arby's.
Dakota says, you know, I'll take a burger too. Why not?
Dang, we had something that was good.
Arby's does not serve burgers.
And Mary says some randomness about how Arby's is connected to the bigger picture and, you know, big meat, and how she doesn't want to eat that because, you know, it's just feeding money into a bigger problem.
Oh, do not put words in Mary's mouth.
Yeah, she would say
Mary.
just that, though.
Though.
It's very, very,
we all
very...
know Mary
Right.
prefers the back door of Frederico.
Damn.
And we will find, because I'm. What year is this, by the way?
Now,
Thomas?
it's today.
Present.
And we're still in Wyoming.
Yes, you are. If you want to pull up Google Maps, go for it. Tell me where you go.
Well, no, unfortunately, there is no In-N-Out in Wyoming today at this point. So, Dakota, I think I can get us some fresh meat and get a fire. Let's pull this car over and forget about we have the meats, and watch what this little gnome can do.
Edgar.
Nobody makes a possum omelet like a gnome can.
Edgar, I have a question for you. Are you asking me on a date?
That depends on your answer, young lady.
I'm gonna go with no. I think, yeah. I'm gonna go with no
No.
offense to that at all. But I don't really want to go out in the middle of the forest with your meat and a fire.
Well, that's the answer. That's the answer I was hoping you'd say, because I don't like anyone that says yes on the first try. So I'm saying yes, I would like to take you on a date. And I won't show you anything that you should not see, but I'll just kill us something to eat fresh around the fire, and we can spend some time chatting.
You know, I expected John to screw with me during this. I didn't expect him to actively hit on me through the duration of the one shot. That was not a really big curveball, honestly. I was not expecting that. It's good. No, let's just go to
You
like...
said I was a gnome. Just because I'm 3.5 feet tall, that was why you didn't expect this?
No. Let's go to Wendy's.
Yeah, because Wendy's
Fast
has
as the recipe. Let's go.
All right. You guys go to your various locations. Are you guys then grabbing your food and then going back to your various beds and sleeping until it's a more regular hour for humans to be out? Okay. So we just say that happens. You guys get back together, and it's now about, at this point, 1 or 2 p.m., just because of the amount of time that it took to eat. Then you guys had some of you had a very long sleep, specifically Rodrigo, and Raven, because you guys put a lot of energy into this fight. And it's between 1 and 2 o'clock. You guys tell me before you guys meet up. I'd imagine back at the front of the center of the West is a good meeting spot for you guys, which looks like this.
Beautiful.
You all are now here, rested, all fully healed, unless you had unstable wounds at some point, in which case you're gonna have to go to a doctor to get patched up, or Josh, roll your DIY surgery for me.
So I can remove my harm.
Yes, you can remove your harm.
Hey, that's 2 6s.
Oh, great. So you fully stabilize those wounds, stitch yourself up, and you can heal back up to full.
Yo. Well, blam.
Not dying yet.
Amazing.
God, it would have been funny if you failed there and I just killed your character.
That would have been hilarious. It's like,
You get an
Oh
infection
no,
and
you
die.
guys go on ahead. Here's my keys. I'm gonna take care of this. They leave. I just die.
Triplium.
Rip. Yeah.
Oh, rip Liam.
Ah.
I'm
If he
failing.
does, can I skin him and mount him?
That would be really, really bad. Just from a
It's
social
really
perspective.
dark.
That's like
Yeah.
mounting the head of just a human on your fireplace in this world.
He's like a giant crocodile, right?
Yeah, he looks like that, but he's treated like a regular person.
And you shouldn't have human heads on your fireplace.
Yes. Well, some people
Ideally
have,
not.
some people do
Okay.
have skulls on their
Yeah.
fireplace, which is an interesting conundrum between
Okay.
this. If it has flesh, it's bad. If it doesn't, it's good.
Okay, but I'm trying to convince my parents, real life. I'm trying to convince my parents to give me their skulls when they die. They're not for it. at the moment.
Real life? Are you
Real
kidding?
life.
Real life?
Real life.
All right, you're weird.
Yeah.
Josh? Weird? No.
Never.
Hey,
That's why they made
talked
him
about-
move as far away as possible.
All right, you guys meet up at this museum. And Dakota says, I've actually got a shift I need to get to. I'll meet up with you guys at sunset, though. Is that all good?
Hey, that's fine, Dakota. Sunset or shortly after is always good for this.
She's walking off. She's not even, she just leaves.
always here
John,
for you.
this is your stream. Everyone, subscribe for that. This is what you're here for. Bits. Oh, jeez. Tune in next time for John Plays Entirely Shirtless.
I
It's been a long
throw a
It's
glitter
been a long
ball at the
year.
moon.
He's letting it all out, guys. He's letting it all out.
Mom guy here. It's just he's calling to me, Pat. So
Oh, Van Winkle donated 50 bits for that. Thank you. Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry, Thomas. Carry on.
All right. What do you guys do outside of the... You've really broken Evelyn. You've just destroyed her.
Brown,
Giggle fit.
brown
You got a mini giggle fit with Evelyn. Woo!
All right. What do you guys do? What do you guys do outside of the museum?
It's pretty obviously what they're doing, I think.
You head up to the family? The families?
do.
Okay.
We do.
Why are the families at the museum?
No.
Why wouldn't they be
You like get in your cars and drive to the family homes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you said we were at the museum, and I was
Well,
like,
you were. That's where you met up after you all took your rest.
Oh, okay.
So,
Hey, pay attention there, Pat. We met there. Now we're
hey,
going
so
home.
Rodrigo meets at the family, sees no one's there, and so then he drives to the
Remembers.
museum.
Long night.
Dang it.
You all arrive at the same familiar 3 family homes that are all right
I
next to each
say
other.
we do the two families that the kids lived to let them know that.
Well, they all live like next to one another,
They
correct?
do. They live right next to
Yeah.
each other.
So if we wanted, we could just knock on all 3 doors.
You could. What are you
No.
planning on saying to each of them?
We're not going to do that. That's each kid is going to react differently to the news that what happened to their friend has been resolved, and that it should be a relatively safe place to go from now on.
See, you say that.
No trespassing, because that's kind of like against the law and stuff. So like maybe don't just wander around other people's property. In general.
Well, I don't think she's going to be staying there the whole time with a loaded gun.
No, but
Said she
still
wanted
a
to make
good,
it
still a
into
good
the
rule of thumb, I'd say.
Well, yes.
Well, and we did tell her to beef up her security, so maybe she actually listened on that.
Well, she kind of seemed like she was already on the way to do that.
Yeah.
A kid did
She's
die in
she's
her
going to
house.
turn it into a museum, so there's going to be fences and gates.
Which
and
house do you go
guards.
to first? Do you go to the
small one.
Let's see. There were 3.
One was a short gnome or halfling family as well.
Yes. Let me pull that up really quick.
There was
Sorry,
a dwarf,
sorry.
there was a
Yes.
gnome, and there
Spencer
was...
Barnes. He is the rotund dwarf teen who was playing World of Warcraft. John Oleana was the one who told the story. He's a skinny gnome with a bright red flap of hair. And Alonzo Ellis. You spoke with Grace Ellis, who was sort of an older dragonborn woman.
So let's start at the shortest and work our way up. How's that?
Forgive me
So the gnome.
on this, but we're letting the other two families know that we found a shoe.
No, we're letting them know that the incident that took one of their close friends of their sons has been solved and resolved, and that things have been put to rest. So they don't have to worry.
I mean, many people believe that he just fell. Do you think it might bring
The two
more
kids
work?
do not believe that he just fell. They would not have ran off screaming and crying, crashing into a ditch if they thought their friend had only fallen. They know what happened to their friend. We need
Did
to
they?
give them closure. That
If
Or at
if
least
you
this won't
remember,
happen to
it.
any other friends.
they both did mention hearing sounds before that occurred, and one of them,
Sounds.
John, did suspect that someone was in the house because they heard running down the footsteps like heavy boots. Spencer was more on the fence on that, but John was pretty convinced that someone killed their friend.
I see no reason why we cannot tell them the truth of what happened.
So we're telling them about ghosts.
That's up for them to believe or not, but we will tell them the truth.
I just worry about it doing more harm than good.
They are young. They will make their own decisions.
Right.
So you guys head up to the Oleana house. And just like before, this is the first house you went to. You knock on the door, and the same gnomish couple come up to the door and they say, "Oh, you guys, John." And what did you figure out? It's not John yet. It's just the parents still.
Yeah. Well, we went and investigated, and we discovered pretty much what happened for the night, and we would like to let your son know exactly what happened.
Can we hear? I'd love to know.
Oh, we will tell everybody. We're not hiding anything from anyone. We want you all to know.
Great, very curious. And the wife's like, "Yeah, we've been very curious for a while." And then John comes running down the stairs, skids up to the door once he realizes it's you guys. Specifically, once he sees Raven at the door, and he's like, "Oh, hi. You guys figure some stuff out?"
Yeah. Lots of stuff.
Cool.
Interesting stuff.
Mom, Dad, can we have them come in, you think? And they're like, that's a good idea, John. And who's your friend back there? And they point at Edgar, who they haven't seen before.
Oh, he's some vagrant we picked up. It's okay. He's harmless.
Ignore the fellow with the funny Russian accent. I know you met him before, but I'm the one that's been, kind of brought here to help govern this group. And it's so nice to meet a gnomish family like yourself and just know there's been good work here done. And listen to the lady with the fox here. She knows what she's saying.
Her ears aren't currently out. Evelyn just has them on. But
They're hard to take off.
the father looks at you, and he sort of cocks his head and he says, "I think I've seen you at I think I've seen you at like a restaurant before. You seem familiar. Are you from Cody? You a local?"
I look at him. I give him a steely gaze. Do I recognize him?
You do. You've seen him around town. You don't know exactly his name, but you're a local here. You've lived here a good number of years. You're aware of a number of people. Cody's not a huge town.
I've been here a little bit, and I think I saw you flirting with the waitress at Waffle House, sir.
Spreading rumors. No.
Oh, I'm not trying to be unkind. You asked me why. I think I've seen you before. That's what I meant. Forget what I think I've seen you before. Yes.
Does he have to come in with you?
No, he does not. It's your house. You invite him.
The wife starts laughing really, really hard. She's, "Honey, it's okay. Let him in. He's a good jokester. Let him on in."
Now that's a good gnomish wife. Understands a little bit of humor.
He's
ma'am,
he's
you're
right.
Your husband is a paragon of the community. I've never seen him do anything wrong at all. I just try to be a little bit funny, and I'm glad you understand our culture. I was just testing to make
And
sure
then
you were what I
The
were.
husband starts to laugh as well once he realizes that you were actually joking with him. And you guys make your way into the house. They sit you down at the dining room table. Any drinks? We've got some maybe some mixed nuts. Would you guys like anything?
That's the name of this group.
Mixed bag of nuts.
I am good. I ate at Arby's, so
Well,
With my
it's a
coupon.
popular eating establishment.
I'm fine, thank you, though.
So, what happened?
do we have to like tell the whole story, or
You
can
tell
we just,
me
like,
what you say. We can
we
screen one bit, but-
basically we just basically explained. We went in there to try to discover what actually happened to the young man that lost his life, and we uncovered that there were indeed
So
spirits there.
I do have a question for you, Pat, because you are a government agent who works for a secret government organization telling the general public about actual ghosts.
No.
Or is that what you
we're-
want to do?
Our agency is to
Is a secret
detect,
organization. I am telling you
detect,
flat out as the
research,
creator of the world.
analyze and contain.
Yes.
It's not anything about preventing
That's
the knowledge of
fine.
truth.
Just maybe the next time you deal with the agency, they might not be so happy.
Yeah.
No,
As long as I get my cool gadgets, I don't care.
My character does not know his character at all in this
No.
respect, correct?
No.
What-
I mean, I'm
what-
not going to sit there and go into details. I'm just going to let them know that the boy that lost his life, it wasn't due to some living criminal element, and that the issue that caused the loss of life was solved, basically.
I'm sorry. That's... They're
It
all
is what it
struggling with
is.
it. But you see John, he looks less like he's struggling with it and more like contempt with that fact.
If
But the
you look on
parents-
the dark web, somebody will be posting pictures soon that won't be there for long, but there will be a little bit of evidence if you want. But I would hurry,
Well,
because it won't stay.
thank you for the fun Halloween ghost story, I guess. It's really not the answer I was expecting.
So I've never met you before, sir, but you seem like you were a stand-up guy back there. I saw you struggling to do the right thing, but you're a member that travels the Silk Road.
The travels of what?
The dark web.
Silk
It's
Road,
another
sir.
ring for it.
No, I am not familiar with it intimately. I am aware of it. And I do have an acquaintance who dabbles in that we try to discourage.
That's what they all say. Man, could I get some more of this lovely white wine, please?
Wow, wine at 8 in the morning? I'm a drunkard.
The afternoon.
It is the afternoon. Yes, she will give you pour a little bit into your... You've just thrown that on
Plus,
my
as
lap
long as
that you're
it's
drinking
after
wine.
12, he's not an alcoholic, right?
Do you have any
Can
Yep,
someone
never mind.
roll to manipulate someone? I think it's Adrian, and I don't know why manipulate someone would make sense, but I want you to see if you can convince them that this is what actually happened. So, Adrian, why don't you roll plus charm?
Oh, plus what?
Charm.
0, yay. Well, it's 2 double digits again, but not good ones.
2 3s. And plus
And I
0
got
brings you to a
0.
6. Anyone care to try and help?
I'll try to.
All right. The party wants to convince this regular family of ghosts.
Rodrigo's sitting back. He's like,
Why not?
"Mhm."
Why not? Come, it'll be fun, right?
That is not a success.
you do not successfully add to it, and they say, you know, I think you've actually had enough wine and maybe enough other things. Why don't you all get out of our house before you tell John another crazy story about something that happened to his dear, dear friend? Please. Can you leave?
Rodrigo's already
I
out.
don't know how Monster of the Week works, but as the only gnome in this group, and we're in a gnomish family, and I've been sort of enjoying their food and drink. Can I also make a prize for this manipulation, or is it done once?
So in terms of convincing them that this is what happened, that's not going to happen. But if you want to try and convince them to not, in this moment, kick you out, maybe have a less angry accord with them, you could maybe at least clear the air on the relationship. But
All right. So again, I'm still learning the system. So would my intuition tell me there's any benefit to trying to gain a bit more time with them? They might know more. We might learn from them, or is this just purely about building goodwill if I try to convince them?
this is about building goodwill. You, as a person who's lived in this town and tried to tell people about monsters before, know that basically no one here is willing to listen to you, except for the first person you ever found was Kateri, who would listen to you. Everyone else thought you were crazy. And there's good reason for that, because monsters aren't real. Magic isn't real. None of this is real, except you guys know it is, because you've experienced it, and with that failed roll, you unfortunately weren't able to convince them of it either.
Hey, y'all, there's no point in this. We should just move on. I don't think we're going to get much more here, man. Those eggs and that wine was very nice, and we did not mean to be of offense, but I got to tell you, I did see your husband at Waffle House. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, get out.
You.
Thanks. And you are ushered out of yet another house today. Let's see if we can make it 3 for 3.
Well, the first house was yesterday.
No, it was this morning. It's
No,
technically
this
today.
morning.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, do you guys head to the Barnes household to speak with Spencer?
We
You
do.
just take the shoe back, don't you?
That's the last.
You know,
that's
I
the last
wonder
house.
who suggested that. But yeah, I think that might be a really great idea.
Wait,
I don't think it's gonna go very well with the others.
Oh, what?
It didn't really go over well with the
I wish we could have foreseen this with some sort of oracle or some sort of reading in the stars. But yes, I agree with you.
Now, I will let you guys know that the Barnes household does not have any cars in the driveway, which is the way you saw it last time when Spencer was home alone playing video games. So if you did want to maybe not gather the ire of his parents, you might find a good opportunity there. But otherwise, going to the Ellis household, if that's what you guys want to do, and just call it a day, you can do.
I'm still looking over my shoulder at the gnomish family we just left, kind of shaking my head at the skeptics, and I follow the rest of the party, whatever they do.
Great. Y'all tell me, where do you head? Which household, left or right?
Majority rules.
right. Well, I don't know which one.
You tell me which person. I'm just saying left or right. But...
The mother of the.
Of Alonzo.
Boy.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys head to the Ellis household and knock on the door, and the door is immediately opened the moment you knock on it, as if she had been waiting to answer. And hello. Did you learn anything? Did you find his shoe?
We did.
She's sort of nervously turning a ring on her hand.
I'm not sure who has the shoe.
Doesn't really matter. You tell me.
I pull the shoe out of a bag and hand it to her.
She very slowly reaches her hands out. Notices it's soaking wet. Interesting. I have so many questions. Come in, please, please, please. She invites you into her house. She has a nice foyer with some small tables and comfortable chairs with some pillows. She has a it's getting into late October, so she has a bowl of candy corn and some other assorted little sweets. Oh, Josh, candy corn's delicious. Shut your mouth.
It's awful.
Okay, I was taking notes until I heard that blasphemy.
keep her Thomas. So obviously I'm the new member of the group. This is the mother
Of the
dead child.
deceased, of the one who died 2 days ago. Yes.
All right. So for the first time now, you see a bit of the swagger, bravado, something that clearly Edgar is
Amazing at.
Yeah. He pulls off his hat and his glasses. He takes the cigarette out of his mouth and he kind of ducks his head through the door. Thank you, man.
The first time he flirts, I will make him 2 feet tall.
As tall as me? Cool.
She goes and retrieves.
Your manners, Russian.
She retrieves a glass of water for each of you, and she just sits in a larger chair with the shoe in her lap. So, tell me, what happened to my son?
It's a complicated story. Are you sure you want to hear all the details?
Every bit of it. I'm certain that Lathander will guide your words. And she grips onto that same sun symbol you saw her on her necklace.
Perhaps you and I could walk outside and I can tell you what you need to hear.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it from all of you.
Well,
and I've
got to be careful with the Ruskies.
I've got to be honest. I have a little apprehension with you as a government agent.
I have no reason to hold anything from you. This is not one of those types of incidents.
I'd actually, if I'm being honest, I'd like to hear it from him. And she points at Rodrigo.
He's the one
I spoke to last time, and
well, that's right. She's also Dragonborn.
We
too,
share.
Isn't she?
Well, Dragonborn are very, very clan oriented, and
yeah, of course, yeah, duh. I knew that. Rodrigo literally sitting at the back of the group, just trying to mind his own business, just kind of looking at the different things he has, popping another gummy into his mouth. What?
Tell the lady what happened to her son.
He just gets a tired look on his face. Like, this is what I was trying to avoid. Now, ma'am, I need to start with... he takes his hat off. He's got his scale head. Well, you know, as your scales get warm and humid, they just get messy when you take your hat off.
It's so weird canon to make, but I'll accept.
Dragon.
You know, like cockatoos, they get like the frills. Yeah, same thing with dragonborns. Ma'am, let me just start with I'm not a very good liar, which is why I don't like speaking a lot. I don't like having to possibly blur lines and have to jump around or dance around using pretty words to be able to answer someone's question. You know, all political like.
Well, that's good because I don't want any of that.
I know. And let me go secondly into I'm sorry. You've heard that enough, but I am sorry for your loss, and I'm just grateful, or we're just grateful we were able to bring that back to you. Another last piece, especially for a boy who loves shoes.
Andy did have some good taste in shoes, ma'am.
Had some great taste in shoes.
He
He
did.
really did.
You know, we had to save up for a long time to buy him those. I'm glad you got it back.
And she's sitting down, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she's sitting. She has the shoe in her lap.
He was standing and kind of had his hat on his chest, and then he's going to kind of put the hat on a side table and pull up a chair in front of her. Now, this won't be too believable, but from kin to kin, you're going to have to believe me. As he's going to start laying out the full story of everything that's happened.
Full story. All of the combat, the...
Combat.
Tell her about Francis and Bucky.
Yep.
Okay, so but if you don't mind, like I've not interrupted all night tonight as the DM, but Josh, give us the highlight that you tell in that.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. No, you're totally right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Thomas. I don't mean to jump in. Like, I want to hear
Give me
Josh.
a little taste of how you tell it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
You use your best Rusky voice.
So we knew something weird was going on there. After talking with a few people and after seeing Buffalo Bill pop out from the statue in that way, giving us a bit of key information about what's going on here, I went in through the top floor with Raven here. Right? It's Raven? Yeah, Raven. We went through the top floor, and that's when we saw him. This boy, all watery and like called Buckles or Buckley, something Bucky. Poor boy. Thankfully, I don't think he felt a single thing from the shots of my shotgun because I was ignorant in the way of creatures that had passed on. Still figuring out a lot of this. But he seemed to be fine, even with a few buckshots. Almost like our tough hide.
She gives out a forced little chuckle when you make that bad joke.
Yep. It's rough.
It looks like she's taking that part of the story very, very rough.
Yeah,
and I imagine that the story goes about as rough as that for the rest of it.
Pretty much.
Kind of forcing some humor and some light into the story.
It's like when your father comes to talk to you about your dog dying. It's very similar. It's the whole like, hey, you'll have another one someday, but yeah, Lucky still got hit by a car.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And I want you to roll to manipulate someone, but because of your racial feature, Keeper of the Clan, you get +1 on that roll because you have met this woman before.
Manipulate, I add, I'm guessing charm.
Your charm.
That is going to be a 10.
That is a complete success just by the skin of your teeth. She, as you continue telling the story, her demeanor slowly shifts lower and lower down into the chair until you get to the end and you tell her about the events that occurred in releasing these poor people from their bindings after death. And she says, "This is incredibly, incredibly hard to believe. I'm nearly certain all of you understand that. But something just clicks about your story."
And Rodrigo will lean forward, his hat still at his side. And this is the first time he's pretty much taken off his hat in front of anyone. And he'll have his hand forward to kind of reach for hers, and if she gives it...
Yeah, she will.
He puts his hand on top and be like, I know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But just know your son was a great boy.
He was. And he's bathing in the light of the Lathander now. And thanks to you, amazing people, so are 2 more.
And he's gonna just nod and stand up and put his hat back on. Kind of move back towards the back of the group.
I hope none of you should ever have to bury your child.
Right, painful thing, man.
But if you do, I hope you're surrounded by people like you, who believe you, take care of you, and trust you. Sorry. Any more, you guys have gone through the gummies, I think. And she just sort of gets up and walks away as she grabs a hanky and wipes some tears. You all are kind of left there in the foyer for a moment.
The door opens. Rodrigo leaves.
Pat, you're muted.
Yeah, I know. But as he's leaving, I place my hand on his shoulder and say, "Job well done, young man. Well done."
She comes back with 4 little bags of candy that she was planning on handing out because it is getting very close to the time of Halloween. She says, I didn't have any food ready, but I feel bad. You can't leave my house empty-handed. And that amazing young man, make sure he gets this. And she hands it to you, Raven.
I'll make sure he gets it.
Candy corn, his favorite.
My cat just attacked. And she'll let you guys. She'll be chatty. If you guys want to talk with her a little bit more, she will. She's kind of lightened up at this point, especially after the news you've given her. But you tell me.
Knowing that we have a specific time that we need to be back to the museum, Raven will actually kind of sneak a peek at her phone
It's
to
getting
see what time it is.
6.
Yeah.
5:30
So
or 6.
she's just gonna turn and say,
Thank you so much. And we're glad that we could provide whatever help we could. But I think we need to be getting back to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you ever need a nice pie, let me know.
Oh,
I'll actually have one baked next time.
Wait, now, wait a minute there, ma'am. When you talk about nice pies, like what manner of pies are you capable of creating?
Now we could have we could go on about this. You want to talk bakery? It's not just sweet pies. I make savory pies, blueberry, rhubarb, pecan, apple, pumpkin, chocolate, caramel. We can keep going. Meringue. You want a chess pie?
Raven's kind of slipping out as this conversation starts.
And all of this and more, I say yes, yes, and yes. You have won my heart.
Listen, I think I've seen you around town. You live here, right?
I do.
Back of my tongue. What is your name? I think I saw you.
I'm commonly called Edgar, but though I think I have some more fun monikers. But I'll just go Edgar. Yes, ma'am.
No, I haven't heard any of those monikers.
I have.
The Waffle House Stalker, you haven't heard that?
I know you don't live too far down the road. You just come knock on my door anytime.
I'll do that. Thank you, ma'am. And I'll walk out and I'll follow.
Fantastic. And I imagine everyone else is doing so.
Raven, because she slipped out when the pie discussion started, she's gonna get back to the truck and to Rodrigo, and she's gonna be like,
This is for you.
and she holds the bag of candy up towards Rodrigo.
She wanted you to have this.
Oh, thank you very much.
Of
I'm
course.
gonna reach in and take it. And he's just kind of leaning on the front of the truck, just looking up at the sky. Beautiful night.
Quite.
Is it night yet?
It is about 5 or 6, so yeah, you could say night at this point.
It is indeed, my friend.
Oh, what the freak?
Yeah, the little ones are stealthy.
Where did you go? Gosh, damn it, Adrian!
I don't have scales that scrape upon the ground, my friend, but I'm glad to know you, and I recognize the beauty of a warm Wyoming night and the cool air coming across.
Are
Oh,
we going to have to go through another coot off?
do you think we should go see Bill now?
Yes. Let us go talk to the statue.
All right. You all make your way into your cars and drive to the center of the West.
So the only thing we've had so far is wine and candy. Should we stop at Arby's and get
Oh,
some dinner?
gosh. You tell me what you do.
Well, we go to Arby's.
I will warn you.
Drive-thru. It's
If you
same
only
stuff.
sustain yourself on that nasty roast beef, then
The fries, which are curly, are seasoned.
they are. Now that is the saving
Those
grace of
potatoes
Arby's.
were made with the vodka.
There will be dire consequences for your health, Josh. You are doomed, remember? Your luck may run out.
Yeah, he takes
That's-
one bite of his roast beef sandwich and just has a heart attack and dies.
Hey,
I want some oranges.
Warning, like, this show is not sponsored by Arby's. I don't know
John,
what's going on.
I know you haven't had the chance to watch the previous 2 episodes VODs, but it might be sponsored by Arby's.
Yeah, so
It's
we're
not
not sponsored by Arby's. Now, perhaps I should reach out to them,
You
but
might
yes.
want to.
Yes, you're not
When
sponsored.
Rodrigo's not looking,
yet.
I'm gonna sprinkle some candy corn on his roast beef.
Oh,
No.
you're a monster. No, candy corn's actually really good. Y'all are all wrong. Anyways,
Nothing wrong with candy
no,
corn.
it's yeah, exactly. It's really really good. Anyways,
Pomegranate of the god.
you guys grab some food at a fast food
An
restaurant.
establishment.
At Arby's, yeah.
All right, and you make your way to the center of the west. And outside of it, you see Dakota and Kateri are standing near the statue. And they're obviously deep in conversation about something. And you see Mary actually rolls up as well. She wasn't with you guys today. She was busy pulling some things together, working on things, and posting, which, you know, got deleted by the PNRDC because she's not allowed to post.
Not yet. They're under orders to let it last 24 hours and then delete it.
All right, and you guys see all of them there. And it is getting, the sun is basically nearing setting. And if you guys remember the rules, it was once the physical body of the sun has gotten down below the horizon and there is still color in the sky, you are able to speak with Bill. What do you do?
So are we investigating a mystery to ask him questions?
No,
or
this
we
is
just
roleplay.
need
You
to-
guys ask questions.
I'm not sure what questions we're supposed to be asking him. I mean, we got rid of the ghost.
You did, but there's a bigger mystery afoot. And what the heck is the house doing? And
About the radars and what
Oh.
it's... Yeah.
Oh, Bill.
well, Bill hasn't exactly shown up yet, but Kateri and Dakota.
Bill.
Oh, hang on there a minute. Honestly, the reason I came and I followed y'all is, I mean, I know a little bit about ghosts, although candidly, I don't think I was much help for that boy because I really thought he needed Yeezys, not just boots. But there was, I understood, a bullet that was in this area. Did y'all kill that thing?
Yeah.
That was all Adrian and Raven.
No, pretty sure you had your...
Mary
hand
said,
in
"Don't
his
sell
mouth."
yourself short. I'm the one who did literally nothing."
You know, you got a pretty good point there, Mary.
Yeah, we took care of the bullet.
Well, I'm a bit of an ecologist, and I think we need to ask Bill here some questions. But one of mine is, why'd you kill that creature? It could have been important to culling the native populations in much the same way we ask these wolves to do.
It was killing lots of people.
Oh, I only heard about one person that lost a leg, which could happen with any natural, but there were many people killed.
Well,
The bullet was also destroying the local wildlife, and it was trying to summon a mate. And if it had succeeded in that, there would have been an overpopulation of bullets in less time than it takes to worry about. It
yeah,
was just for the greater good.
it was collecting bits of various things to actually be able to draw the mate.
To summon a mate. Well,
Yeah.
you recall here in Yellowstone, the wolves, they were extinct there in the middle of the 20th century. And we introduced new population to them because you had to have these animals which would cull things like the elk and the bison. And while I know the bullet was something that was not discriminatory against wolves or bison, but I think could have been important to the ecology here. Are you sure killing that thing was the right thing to do? You may have disrupted a natural predator that would have helped cull. You know, these bison, they clog all the lanes here. They are populating. They have no natural predator here. Even the wolves can't really pull them down. Are you sure you did what you should have done?
Hey, look, Bill's here.
And yes, you do see the face of Buffalo Bill sort of lean out of the statue, and he leans on his own shoulder, the shoulder of the statue. My, Edgar, didn't think I'd see you back here, fella.
You want us to kill him for you?
This man is a valuable asset to the city.
Okay, just checking.
Bill, it's good to see you, sir. And also, I am quite surprised to find myself here. My companions, I think they're worthy. And, well, sir, thank you for talking to us. I believe they have some questions. I'm a bit confused as to what I'm doing, but that's not the first time that's been the truth. So,
well, that is certainly a true statement, Edgar. And I must say, Kateri and Dakota over there have been speaking, and I am not able to speak with others until sundown, but I can hear what goes on in this town. They told me of your bravery there at the house, and the fact that you have attempted entry into the Stone Crows a number of times at this point. Dakota over there has already gotten her badge engraved and has become a full-fledged member of the organization. But you, what do you say about a chance to be in it? I think now is the time that you have proven yourself a member of Bia Arlita. If you will have us, we will absolutely have you, Edgar.
You see, he chokes up a bit. For the first time you've actually seen genuine emotion from him. You've seen the bluster, you saw the humility in the house of the woman who lost her son. But now, big tears well up in his eyes. Well, I didn't want to say this in front of, my new companions, but honestly, I never thought I'd be worthy. And, well, I had some questions about myself. Well, I really wondered if I was awesome as I thought I was, but I'm just glad to know that I am, and I would love to be part of this group. And I just say nothing but thank you.
You know, Kateri, and she sort of comes around the back of the statue. Think we got room for one more? And Kateri just sort of gives out a sigh. Yes, Bill, I think we could probably use much more than one more with what's been going on recently, but Edgar, you are absolutely a perfect member for this organization. And she holds forward a book to you.
What precisely is this, man?
Bill has, well, why don't we let Bill tell you? And he says, well, that's mine, and the one before me, and the one before them, and what do you know about the Netherese and ancient wizards of old?
Yes, the Netherese.
I know. Peter, tell me what I know.
You have heard that name in older editions of D&D. There was an ancient race of wizards that existed. Whatever, John, you know of the Netherese is what your character knows of the Netherese.
There was an arcane and powerful race. These Netherese, they could plumb the depths of all kinds of magics, and their lore was renowned in a time removed from ours.
It was. Specifically, something known as the Nether Scrolls. Now, the book you are holding is not the Nether Scrolls. But after the events that caused our planet to be in the significantly less magicful area that we call it now, the Netherese wizards took action to protect the hard work that they had put in for Mystra. In doing so, they wrote this book. And they handed it down and down and down the lines of an organization, a bigger organization than Bia Alita, called the Neth. A secret spider web that covers the globe to protect it from threats like what you all have been doing. That book is all the notes that member of the Neth and this branch, Bia Alita, have learned in our time.
Ma'am, Bill, I can do nothing but rightly thank you. And all these new, I guess, friends I've made, I'm grateful. I just thought I was exercising the diesel on my Jetta and checking out some rumors of a ghost. And I never knew I would find a new family. And I know my manners and sometimes my smoking can be a bit irritating, but I'm humbled. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
And then Dakota goes, yeah, well, you got a cool book. Check this out. And she holds forward a hilt to a sword that she twists, and a flame blade erupts from it. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Wait.
Well,
You need to ask him about the ley lines in the
I
house.
got a book.
We can get on to that next session. Unfortunately, we do not have the time. It is just at about 8 o'clock, and John has a hard stop on that, and I want to respect that. But after 3 sessions, I can almost guarantee you guys watching, this is not the end of this story, and this is not the end of these players. It is not the end of Hobbs' character and Chandler's character. This is a wonderful story that I am so happy we are getting to tell. And John,
Wait, no, stop. No thanks to me. Before we close off, I want to say thank you to the players. It's so fun to play. I played, of course, with Evelyn and Josh, but Pat, great to have you on tonight. I loved your character.
No, don't worry about it.
Pat, so good to have you on with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Just to play with you. You were so good with your character. But of course, a big round of applause for you, Thomas. You have crushed it. Production quality, storytelling, effort. Like, man, you are a fantastic young DM, and you're way better than Josh. Thank you.
And I want to say thank you not only to John, but to everyone, all of the players who have given me a chance to tell this story to you guys. It has been an incredible opportunity to go out of Blue Box's comfort zone in playing something other than D&D. We might be wrapped in the guise of D&D with the world I've built. It's still relative to it, but it's been an amazing blessing that you guys have given me the chance to tell this story with you. And you've all been so supportive, and it's incredible to see. And like I said, this is not the end of this story. Just like I said the session before and the session before that, we will see where this goes. But thank you all very, very much for joining us. And John, I think you have a question to ask the viewers.
Well, no, I mean, I want to say thank you again to everyone.
So many thanks.
I do. I think
Arby's for their
grateful. Like, people spend their time with us. You spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours out of your night. I actually, okay, I'm gonna throw some shade. I never throw shade, and it's not real shade. But Evelyn pointed it out on Sunday, and then you, Thomas, texted me today, and we all love Critical Role. Critical Role was the foundational stream for D&D on Twitch, and they had the most incredible evolution of their gaming over this last week with Season 3's premiere, which was
the brand new set.
Yeah.
Lighting!
The lighting!
Something we've done.
We've done this for years here at Blue Box. So I'm sorry. There you go, Pat. Yes, sir. No, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. But yes, we have one question for you. If you're watching tonight and you're not a follower, or if you're a follower who is not subscribed, or if you're a sub whose sub has expired, we have one question for you.
One question, baby. What are you doing?
Sure, sorry.
Thank you all for watching with us. Evelyn, do we have anyone good to raid? Any last-minute comments from
yeah,
players
we
or John or
do.
anyone?
No one good.
There is right now. We have let's see. We've got
Any theories on what the house means and what the house does?
We got Nightheart Gaming is up. Not Great RPG is up.
DM screening.
Pick one.
Yeah, so let's see here real quick.
Maybe not great.
Yeah,
Great
well,
was
hold on, let's so hold on, online
Blue Box is
friends.
streaming. They're
Blue
pretty
Box is
cool.
streaming. Let's rate it to them.
Let's do Heart of
That's true.
Adventure.
Heart Adventure.
I'm teasing. Yeah, go ahead and do that. That's good.
If I was
So
streaming
who's-
after this, I would totally accept it. But no, it's
Who
late.
are we going to?
Let's do Nightheart.
Nightheart. Okay, head into.
All right.
Raid.
Again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for the amazing opportunity. Let's keep it going. Let's keep up the love and have a happy spooky October Halloween. I hope that these Monster of the Week streams have gotten you a little in the Halloween mood.
All right, raiding now.
Bye.
Olaf.
Josh, you're just doing the sprinkler. And we're no longer streaming.